Hi, how's it going? Oh, I'm so tired. Yes, I will check that out after the stream. Okay, let's see. Hi. So I'm actually going to experiment with being less Urple today. We'll see how it goes. I might decide to put it back on Urple if I feel like it. My whims cannot be contained. But anyway, so somebody in the chat is asking for a slight recap of the story last time. Last time, Monokuma handed out a motive. It was handing out slips of paper that was a bunch of mundane secrets that didn't really seem to be that big of a deal to most people. Everybody saw a cheerleader girl crying at one point and decided to confront her about it, sort of like kind of get a vibe off that, be like, hey, you doing good? Because she had been acting very like, I don't need to hang out with any of you assholes for a while. And then she finally, you know, sort of broke down and cried it out, admitted that she kind of wanted to be in the fold. Everybody was like, cool, everything's great now. You're part of the gang. And then she immediately got violently murdered. So now we need to... Oh, yeah, and Tsurugi is sort of like amassing his police cult, being like, you know, you're either for me or you're against me, and I'll protect you if you're for me, and if you're not, then fuck you. So that's unfortunate. All right. So yeah, guess that's where we're at. So let's go. Now we're investigating. Because the switch room has no light, we brought a lamp. We have to rely on this dim light in order to investigate. Great. Yep, right to it. Tomori. Clearly she prefers others and tried to hit on the guys, but she too in her heart wanted to change, and we were getting to know her too. She didn't deserve this. Not only that, although it was bitter, we were always cheerful with Tomori. The tension went up in a good sense, bringing energy to everyone. Dear Lord, she really didn't deserve this. Oh, yeah, I guess I forgot to unmute the desktop audio. Sorry about that. Thanks for pointing that out. Anywho, it's back now. So then, why? Why did you end up this way? I have no time to grieve. There's a lot of things that I need to investigate in order to find out the truth. It was the same with Maki, but... Tomori, I'm sorry for intruding. Really sorry. Tomori's body looked terrible. The whole body is bloody. As shown in the Monokuma file, the stomach and neck had stab wounds. Okay. The wound on the neck was still bleeding a little, and thanks to that, there was a bloody smell all over the room. This knife stabbed in the neck must be the murder weapon at first glance. It seems this time the killer did not dispose of the weapon, or didn't feel the need to go back for it. But this knife, it's a kitchen knife. Does that conclude that the weapon could not have been anywhere but in the kitchen? I'll have to check the kitchen later. And there's one more question about Tomori's body. The wound on the stomach. The culprit ended her breathing by stabbing Tomori on the neck. The file also stated the fatal wound was in that location as well. If so, what's the reason for the stomach wound? If we think of a possibility, they stabbed her in the stomach, then stabbed her right away in the neck, or she was stabbed in the neck in a second attack after she fell down here. This is a crafty killer. I really don't know in detail because I don't have the specialized knowledge. Inori might know something, and I should consult with Kinjo as well. Why consult Kinja? If I were the culprit, uselessly increasing the wounds would leave more traces behind. There has to be a reason for a stomach wound. Alright. Anything more to be found on the body? If I take a look, the time Tomori died is around 9:30 p.m., so whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time is a prime suspect. I'll ask the others about it and find out. It's time to move. Alright. Guess we should get asking around. Maeda. Inori, are you doing an autopsy?
Yeah, Kinju took over, so I'm going to work hard.
He took over? What do you mean?
Well, he said he had something to check and went somewhere else. When I was doing Maki's, we made the autopsy together.
What did you check? Also, how about we confirm things together?
What to say, it's a terrible amount of blood loss. Humans have excessive amount of bleeding when
about 1/3 of the blood volume flows out. This is not around 1/3, as you can see. It's amazing even that this amount of blood came out. Neck wounds are definitely fatal, but it would have self-coagulated to some extent after the heart stops. The amount of bleeding should have gradually decreased. That means, are you saying something caused the mass bleeding? No, I can't confirm this with just my opinion, but if your blood pressure is high, then there'd be a lot of bleeding, that much I know. In simpler terms, there are individual differences. Well, there is a lot of bleeding in this case, meaning it must have taken a while before she died, I suppose that means. Thanks to that, Tomori felt a terrible pain before drawing her last breaths. Who could have planned such a horrible murder? So there's a killer among us in this case too? Like that time with Higa, are we going to doubt each other again and accuse people? I think this has to be done. I know it's painful. Oh no, wait, that's Yuki. I think this has to be done. I know it's painful. I won't force you if you don't want to, but if we don't, that means we'll have no choice but to give up our lives. Yeah, I know. Sorry for the negativity. I'll work hard for their sake. As for my results of the autopsy, when I found out the abnormal amount of blood loss... Oh, I didn't even catch the Among Us this time. See? I was on top of my game. I was psychologically sound. Oh, and the time of death does match with the Monokuma file. That's good enough information to help. Thank you, Inori. It's okay. You're welcome, Maeda. I'll check Tomori in detail in case I missed anything. Inori is having it difficult too, but she is steadily fighting the desperate situation on our hands. Let's do our best. I need to find out the truth. Alright. Well, there's that. So let's talk to you. Huh? This was no joke? All was burned? Yeah, it still smells like something burning. But this is an important place, so if you break it, it's a big deal, right? It's such a mess. Let's worry about that later and do our investigation first. Yeah, you're right. Everybody, just... Alright. I think we did look at the file before, didn't we? The victim is Tomori Kizuna, estimated time of death around evening 9:30 p.m. The body was found at the control room in the school's second floor of the power room. There's a long cut wound on the stomach and excessive bleeding, along with fatal wounds on the esophagus. This wound is the cause of death caused by a knife. They find a vent in here. Yo, she was venting. Right, this is what I've been concerned about from before. Oh, there was a long line of something running along the wall of the control room. It's a fuse, right? It's actually broken in the middle, cut with a knife. No, rather it's a burnt mark. The fire in the control room and this fuse, there could be a relation, right? Then someone triggers the fire inside the switchium through the fuse. Was this the cause? Who? For what reason? Perhaps the killer did it, but I have got no idea why. Huh. Okay, that's interesting. I can't really get behind there. The glass window is broken. I didn't know because it was dark, but through the window you can see the power room. The glass window in the power room was this one then, the window for the control room. But this window was broken for some reason. Did the culprit kill Tomori and break out through the window? There's a possibility. Break this window and come out from the side where the equipment is, then go straight through the door, where it leads to the exit. The door of the second floor corridor. But I don't know if I were to go straight out the hallways. Anyway, if I were going to leave through the power room through the entrance is the control room, what's the reason for breaking the glass if not to be used as an escape? If you think about it, it's not possible. Going to the control room to the entrance, using the window as an escape route, because if someone heard the noise from the power room, it would have been a matter of time before being discovered. Besides, breaking the window must have made extra noise. I wouldn't have broken glass for no reason. For now, let's leave it as a reference for later. Okay. Interesting, interesting. How do we... It's so difficult to walk around all this shit. What is this? Something's broken. Is this a broken flashlight? Actually, there's two broken flashlights here. There must have been Tomori's and the culprits. Even with the flashlight, you need to turn on the dark switch. That could have been Tomori, right? Then how did the culprit manage to navigate without being noticed? But why are these broken? Was there a reason to break them, or... Well, I mean... God, she was killed in electrical. Culprit sabotaged lights and vented through the window. We're just not getting away from this, are we? This is... There's a piece of cloth that I see for the first time, but that's not the important issue. It's bloody. I don't know where this came from, but it's bloody, so it must be related to the crime, right? It's a little burned, but it's enough to cover a human body. Yeah, maybe the killer stabbed Tomori and she was bleeding, so they used the cloth to prevent it. Tomori suffered a lot of blood loss, so they had to contain it at the time of the murder. Of course, the cause of that was the neck wound. With a throat cut, they had to act fast as it would drip on the floor with every second. Preventing the blood from splashing, that's quite premeditated from the killer. I mean, there's still a lot of blood, though. So, like... Huh, I don't know. Suddenly, when I turned over the piece of cloth, I was able to discover a few things under it. Oh, a little beak lighter, or whatever that is. This is a lighter. A cheap, compact lighter that is used to light a small fire. It doesn't necessarily have the firepower to create a huge one, however. The fact that this lighter was here means this must have caused the beginning of it, so it's natural to say that there should be some. Yeah, whatever the brand name is. I don't remember what, like, I think that's what it is, right? The stream is not sponsored. Traces are being used in the room. Besides, it's not just that. The lighter was covered under the cloth together with another object. There's a crumpled paper here. Let's see. Okay. This is the thing again, right? Oh, is it the fucking note? Like the little motive note? I couldn't read the contents properly because it was almost burned out. It was difficult to recognize any words at all, but I knew where this paper came from. Yeah, it is a big lighter. Okay. The secret note. Monokuma told us about this motive and shared it to everyone. How do popular Danganronpa YouTubers avoid spoilers? I just don't look at them. I simply do not look it up because most of the time I'm busy with other things. There's also this. What is this? Yuki Maeda. Might be. It's my secret note. Huh? Why is this at the scene of the crime? Oh! The contents are almost burned out, so I don't know what my secret written in here is. Fine, but if it's a shameful secret to me, then there are so many things. No way. Again, this motive caused another murder. Let's think for a moment. Did Tomori pick up my note? No, wait. No, yeah, because he got his note, right? Like, he looked at it and threw it away. With what rights do you even base on? I'll look anyways. Yeah, she looked at her own. I remember that. This is really useless information. Who would want to know this?
It is a joke, after all. With a motive for sure.
Shut up! Yeah, we got that line. I remember that line. The line that is worded very badly for what it's trying to communicate. The secret that Tomori picked up was Otori's, so there's one possibility left. The culprit picked up my secret. It's possible they created the fire in order to destroy the evidence and burn everything. But his secret was so, like, mundane, wasn't it? The weird thing is, was my secret going to kill someone that much? Yeah, exactly. It can't be. Even though there were embarrassing secrets, there was no secret that could motivate a murder to happen. I'll take it. Maybe I'll find something out later. Yeah, that's strange. That's very strange. Okay, yeah, I don't know that there's much room to find anything else here, so... Yeah, I think we're probably done in here. Let's first finish looking inside the Switchium. There seems to be more clues left around. Wait, okay, I guess I haven't found everything yet. Let's see, what machine is this? Oh, there's something here. Okay, I might have missed. Oh, wait, no, it's just Monokuma medals. Whoa, look, guys, look what I found. God. I don't know. This is just the fuse thing. Yeah. That's Korean, so it must not have been important enough to translate. I don't know. That's... Oh, hi, buddy. Do you want to say hi? Hi. You don't want to look at the camera? What? You want to get... Yep. You're just gonna hang out there? Just gonna hang out below camera view, but sit in my lap? He seems like he can't quite decide whether he wants to stay here or not. Hi, Bakura. Do you want to be on the stream? Yeah, there he goes. He's tired now. I was waiting for him to get up in one of these streams. He finally did it. Alright, anyway. But yeah, I don't know what else to look at, really. The cat vented. I mean, there is a vent, like, right there. So, plausibly, he could. No, not Kakarot. We wouldn't name my cat after Goku. Okay, so he closes her eyes. Sure. Alright. Was that it? No? There's still something that he wants to look at. Is it these blood? Okay, yeah. Tomori's body is clearly deep in the control room. The blood leads from the entrance to the power room. It's strange, there's no blood outside. Did the culprit kill Tomori and then ran away in a hurry? No, wait a minute. The fact that the blood is close to the entrance means the struggle started at the entrance. So why are the windows broken? Breaking those wasn't part of it. Besides, there's this blood near the entrance of the control room, but no blood anywhere outside on the power room. Did they wipe the blood spots of the power room? What in the world happened? Okay, that's interesting. Oh yeah, there is like an interaction button to see what you can and can't look at, isn't there? I forgot what it was though. Oh yeah, it was shift. That's right. Okay, yeah. Well, whatever. I think we got everything. No, we didn't. Oh, okay. I guess it wants me to look at that spot next to her as well. What is this? Ah, okay. At first I thought it was just blood, but the blood appears to indicate the handwriting of something on the floor. X4? No, it's written 3 X's and a bigger X mark. Maida, is that a dying message? Dying message? Is that something that comes out of a mystery story? Well, it's not necessarily only in fiction. It's entirely possible for victims to leave a clue of their killer. Then this clue was left by Tomori when she died. Does this clue mean anything, though? Well, I can't confirm since I'm not a detective. It's possible the blood sprayed in that manner by accident. I don't know if it's possible that it's sprayed in that manner by accident. However, due to the circumstances, it's more likely to be a message. We have to decipher it. Yeah, wish I could know what it means. Huh, okay. The last message Tomori left to us. XXXX. What does this mean? That is interesting. Okay. Alright, sure. I think that's everything now. Okay, yeah. Hey, Hatano, what are you doing?
Oh, Maida, well, I'm checking here. Do you know what that is?
What the fuck is that? Burnt charcoal.
Isn't that weird? When everyone gathered in front of the power room, there wasn't anything like that in the corner, right?
Yeah, that definitely wasn't there. I was here too, but I couldn't have noticed that. First, shouldn't we check what it is? Okay, yeah, go ahead. Girl! Are you alright? Hatsune, what are you doing? Did you stumble into something? Oh, shit. What? Oh. What the fuck? Hatano? Why is blood? Hatano, who was walking to investigate the strange object, suddenly it grabbed her leg and she started bleeding. The flesh near the back of Hatano's left thigh was sharply cut and it was dripping a lot of blood. What? What's happening? What? I heard Ayame-chan scream. Hatano, what is it? What is that wound? Before that, let's call Inori first, quickly. Okay, I'll call her. Yeah, what the fuck? Hatano, how are you feeling? Everyone, don't come! Huh? Wire! There's a hidden wire! Wire! Oh! What? Looking closely at the place where Hatano fell, the bottom part I was able to see a sharp wire that was hard to see. At least I noticed it. Because of Hatano's blood on it, it's too thin to see with the naked eye. What is this? That burnt object that was used as bait. Who installed a trap like this? Why? Now before that, what do we do with Hatano? If Inori were here, she's a surgeon, she might know what to do. I mean, she's literally right there. Yeah, go get her. I got Inori here. Wait, Hatano, what's going on? Well, she got caught in a wire trap. Inori, what should we do? Wire trap? Why is that? I'll look at her vitals first. Kanata-chan, but is it okay? Is there a place to treat her? Currently, the nurse's office is locked. What place do we use to treat her wound? That's true. But the amount of bleeding is bigger than expected. I have to do something about it quickly. Be careful, there's still a wire there. Okay. I'm actually, like, I really like Hatano. She's probably one of my, like, she's up there on the rung of, like, my favorites of the cast so far. So I really hope she's okay. By Inori's judgment, she takes Hatano with her. It's okay, Hatano, as an athlete, she must have a strong will. Well, I mean, okay. Like, well, she did fall into that wire trap, but at least she has a strong will, so she'll be alright. Like, yeah. Okay. Let's hope it was just a scratch. I'm worried about Hatano, but there's not much time left before the class trial. I still haven't figured out much. Curses. What kind of person would do this? It's not a... Curses! It's such a, like, old-fashioned, like, dag-nabbit! It's not enough with killing Tomori, even trying to set a trap on Hatano. Is that wire far away? It was installed by the culprit, but was there a target in the first place? If you do a trap like this, it's a complete indiscriminate attack against an unspecified person. Don't have much time to go through the details. I've only searched the control room, so let's quickly investigate other places. So can you not, like... Okay, yeah. I was about to say, like, can you not just step over it now that you see where it is? First of all, Hatano got an injury while trying to investigate this area, and what I found was... This looks like a black object. It kind of looks like a flash... Yeah, it's another flashlight. This flashlight is burned. There was also a fire inside the control room, so was this flashlight burnt at some point inside the fire? No, wait. If it was a flashlight, it was already inside the room. 2 flashlights were broken inside. If so, why is this one here, and who used it? Huh. That's strange. That's very odd. Tough day for jocks. True. Okay, I can just step over. Maida-kun, is Ayame-chan okay? What to do? What can I do? What can I do? Take it easy, Tyra. I know you're worried, but the class trial will start soon. We have to focus on the investigation first. A friend was hurt, but you want to investigate? Is it that easy to work around like that? I'm sorry, Maida-kun. To be mad at Maida-kun, it's not the right way to do this. It's okay, I understand. Once you start to calm down, I have something to ask you, Tyra. Something to ask? Yes, not only you, Tyra, but also in the dorms, Kinjo, Hatano, and Kurokawa weren't there. At that time, even though nighttime was starting, you didn't return to your dorms, right? That's right. Well, I tried to go back but I couldn't because of this. Just past 9 o'clock, I was doing some cooking research in the kitchen. Cooking? So the reason why the food was already done every day was because of this? Yes. By the way, it seemed to me that there was a lack of a lot of ingredients today. Because I wanted to make different recipes, but alas, I couldn't. Made a mistake while wearing tempura, so all of the oil splashed on my clothes. I tried to go to bed soon, but I had to wash the whole thing in the bathroom because the washing machine wasn't working. The washing machine wasn't working. There was a lack of ingredients in the kitchen? What? I see. By the way, were you alone during that time? Yeah, Ayame-chan seemed to be training because she was there before going to bed. So that's the case, I see. Yeah, Kizuna-chan, I'm so sorry. Thank you for telling me this. We must find the culprit together. Yeah, Satsuki is kind of like a jock. Being a clown is kind of like being a jock. You have to do a lot of athletic feats, so, you know. Let's push on Maida. Okay. That's odd.
Maida, do you think Hatsuno will be alright?
Not sure. I'm worried, but since she was hurt on the leg, shouldn't be a problem, I think.
Hatsuno, she got injured while trying to investigate, right? I can't forgive a killer who does this. Let us investigate more for Hatsuno's sake.
Yeah, there's not much time left, so let's hurry. Okay. Everybody's just here.
I'm really sorry about Tomori. Huh? Yeah, right. I hope you become to be able to open your heart to us. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Got an important text. Let me check that out. Oh. Okay. Don't worry about it. Actually, though, I do need to get up and check on the laundry, or the washing machine pretty quick. I mean, like, in a little bit. With your heart, come to think of it, I've heard that before. Oh, Uehara wasn't with us that time. After our reunion, we were able to move Tomori's heart.
I don't mean to blaspheme the dead, but I honestly can't believe that point.
Wow. Uehara too? Mikharu said that too. You're a good person down to the root, although you seem stiff and partial.
No, I can feel that has to be the case, because you've been a missionary to the others these days. It was only a week since we met her, but the nature of Tomori was a little guy.
I don't think that was translated quite right. When I left Kinjo's group, I felt hesitant, but it was a bit unbelievable that I didn't care about my pride enough to return to you all again. Of course, it's just my opinion. If I actually thought like that for you guys, I would have. Forget I said anything. Uehara, I know that's not the case right now, but can't you reconsider? Be with everyone again. Don't talk about it. I changed my mind once. I don't plan on changing it twice. Don't worry. Rest assured, I'm not trying to blame or ignore you like Mikharu.
I intend to exchange as much as possible, so don't be too disappointed.
Now, let's overcome the crisis that's right in front of us. Alright, Uehara. Yeah, Kizuna, she's just a little guy, like a little scrunkly. Mikharu, is the investigation going well? I mean, do you really think that she's gonna tell us? No, I have something to think about. That's my problem. What, do you want to sit down and naturally talk about it? Do you mind? Shut up. Don't speak, idiot. I don't cooperate with you. Do I have to say it 100 times? It's Mikharu's reaction as usual. But to think that Mikharu has something to think about, is there something amiss in this case?
It's the end, Maida. It's the end of me.
Well, why, Otori?
I'm sorry. It may be my fault that Tomori Kizuna died.
Oh, okay. Wait, what does that mean exactly? Please calm down and tell me.
Well, that is... Now that I think about it, something suddenly came to my mind. The second day, was it? It must have been the first night after breakfast together. These days, my routine was to check the items at the antique shop before late night. And as soon as I wake up the next day, I went there and checked the number of items every day.
Are antique shops so good? I guess because you're a merchant, you understand it.
That's also because when Maki died, wasn't there a lot of stuff used in the crime from the antique shop?
Oh, he's being vigilant. That's actually, like, kind of nice.
I was worried that would happen again, so I looked at things every day and perfectly memorized the type and locations of every object. Anyway, so I looked at the items on the second evening and went back to the antique store as soon as I got up the next day. I found out some things were missing.
What? What things?
That's a problem. At the time, all the goods are still properly in order before...
I think were in order? Still properly in order?
Before I went to check. I can't think of what was missing, at all. But I know something is definitely missing.
Otori, there's no doubt that the things that disappeared...
Yeah, were things that were inside the switching. The fuse, the lighter, and the flashlight. They all disappeared back then.
So, would that mean the killer prepared the tools very early in this case?
Well, I'm not sure about that, but I'm certain the time the tools were missing was at late nighttime.
Okay, late nighttime. But at that point, only Mikado, Tomoro, and Uehara weren't with us. Tomoro. Who were wandering around late at night, right?
Huh, then the culprit's among those three?
Oh, then it can't be Tomori. Yeah, I thought Tomori was probably... Yeah, this just misspoke. She's already dead.
Right, that only leaves Meikaru and Uehara as one of them, no doubt. My memory of things is clear as crystal.
It's still too early to conclude, but it seems to be a good reference. Thanks, Okori. By the way, can I just ask one question? Is the wire that just hurt Hatano from the antique shop?
Hatano got hurt? What do you mean?
Oh, you didn't know? Just before the switchium turned off, the killer installed a wire trap. Hatano got caught there and she injured her leg.
Huh? Wire trap? Why's that? Oh, is that the reason why Inori and Hatano just went out together?
Yeah, I think the killer's more cunning than I thought.
I haven't seen it, but maybe the wire didn't come from the antique shop. What disappeared then was the fuse, the lighter, and the flashlight. There were wires, but those were not gone, so probably not.
Is that true? Okay, thanks for the clue anyway.
Did I help you? You're welcome. Let's do our best to catch the culprit, Maida.
That's right. Otherwise, we'll die.
Hey!
Yeah, just, very optimistic. Right, or else we'll die! So, what is this? What's going on here? Okay. This scam. Look at that.
Maida, what happened earlier? I saw Inori with Hatano leaving the power room.
Well, that is... I explained to Kinjo what just happened.
What? Wire trap?
I still don't know why the killer installed such a thing. Was it not targeting only for Tomori? If you're still aiming at someone like Hatano, it just adds more evidence to the crime.
No, probably not.
Huh? How do you mean?
Looking at the case, the wire trap feels a little out of place.
Out of place?
I'll tell you more about it on the class trial. I'll have to do some research here now.
Having said that, Kinjo looked ahead again. What Kinjo was investigating... Yeah, I was wondering about that. Is this pieces of broken glass from the switchium window?
Yeah, this is also strange.
Strange?
The shape of the broken glass, temperature, the direction the fragments flew off.
I see. Can I take a look too?
You can. Be careful not to damage the scene.
Just steps right on it. Like, Kinjo's like, careful with that. And he's just like, alright! Steps on broken glass. The fragments were broken into pieces and splashed on the floor. Inside, I felt the darkness of that room little by little. Also, the shards were quite hot because of the fire. How did this even happen while we were resting? Yeah, I mean, if it was like on fire, that would definitely be kind of... In the first place, I don't even know what was the time the situation even happened. Come to think of it, Kinjo, why weren't you at the dormitory at the time? You said to follow that rule, didn't you?
Come to think of it, Maida, you weren't here back then. And there were only 6 of us. It was Taira, Hatano, Kurokawa, Uehara, Meikaru, and myself.
What happened here exactly? With this fire, why did the power room become like this?
Yeah, I'll tell you. At the class trial, I have to explain the situation to everyone once again. First of all, the reason I wasn't in the dorms at the time, if the others ask, it's because I discovered something.
What?
It was around 9 p.m. As I was about to go back to the dormitory after completing my investigation, I heard Hatano scream. Hearing that there was a fire in the power room, I hurriedly headed to the 2nd floor of the school where I met Meikaru, Uehara, and Hatano there. The situation at the time was that the smoke was from the switch was leaking into the hallway. And we hurriedly went in to extinguish the fire with the fire extinguishers I assume in the hallway. At the switchium entrance, in other words, I went to the corner of the power room and turned off the lights, but suddenly I heard an explosion sound from the other side. That was this broken glass. When you heard that sound, were you all 4 together? Yeah, me, Hatano, Meikaru, and Uehara were at the switchium entrance. We had a lot of smoke, but we were close enough to confirm each other's positions. I see. The only thing I can think of is the killer was inside the switchium, broke the window, and ran away. Have you seen any other person besides those 3? As I mentioned earlier, it was smoky, but I didn't see anyone else. Huh. Okay. Wait, but at that point, Taira and Kurokawa weren't together? I don't like cutting it here like this, but I'll tell you soon. Anyway, I turned the switch to extinguish the fire at the entrance, and when Hatano, Mekaru, and me went inside, Tomori was dead. At that point, the body discovery announcement came out, and after listening to the broadcast, Taira and Kurakawa came to the power room first. I don't know if you came after them, right?
That's right. Then what about Uehara? You all went in together, but Uehara did not check the body?
Uehara heard me when I told him to check the back broken window and went to the other side. But there were no clues other than what we'd already seen here. After listening to the broadcast, Taira and Kurakawa came. After that, the rest, including me in the dormitory... Oh wait, that's Maida. Me in the dormitory came, correct? Yes, it seems the overall development of this case is roughly in this manner. But something's questionable. To be honest, it's suspicious there's two people out when the situation happened. Maida, now there's not much time left. Instead of being with me, can you check on Taira and Kurakawa? I want to confirm if they stayed together before the body discovery. Can you find out about it? Are you suspicious of them?
Well, it's true that they don't have an alibi, but...
Then please do. I need to investigate the window more.
Oh, Kinjo, on second thought, can I ask one more thing? I just heard the whole situation from you, but I still don't get what's weird about the glass shards from the window.
To simply put it, it's neatly broken. Besides, the structure of the window is strange. Look, even though the glass is broken and a body can pass through, the lights in the power room hardly reach inside the switchium, right? No matter what principle the room was made of, if it was marked and sealed at this level, when the fire broke out, the outside of the power room would not have spread the flames more than what was expected. And this was the sense of incongruity you mentioned? Maida, there's no time. I can't explain it in detail here. I'll tell you at the class trial. First of all, check out the alibi of those two people I mentioned earlier.
Okay. I heard Kinjo's explanation, but I didn't notice anything strange that stood out. Is there something that can only be seen by him as the ultimate police officer? Anyways, I'll know when it comes to the trial. The investigation comes first. Okay, that's, strange. Very strange. Ice in my mouth I had to take care of.
The headmaster of this school, Monokuma, wants to inform you that the fun is pouring out at this hour. It's already close to midnight, so let's hurry up and finish this. All of you, please gather at the door with the red carpet on the first floor of the school building. The class trial will begin. Oh, I hope this gets really fun. Maybe I'll enjoy it.
Well, yeah, we kind of didn't get to do everything, I don't think. Finally, it's time. Damn it. I haven't even investigated properly yet. I've only checked the power room and the switchium. There's also the situation with Hatano, and the timing was too late. Well, if I hang out here, Monokuma will kill me, because this isn't a joke. Let's go. Somehow, even with the information collected so far, we have to find out the culprit. If it's not just me, if I put everyone's heads together, I can definitely go through this like last time. Yeah, I'm, like, I'm pretty, like, not super confident going into this one, to be honest. I think, like, the... how do I put it? Like, the translation, which, again, props to the translator. It is really hard to do that individually by yourself. It's not easy. Translation is a lot of work. But I feel like kind of the awkward wording sometimes has made it a little bit more difficult for me to interpret the information. So I'm not quite as confident about how, like, I'm gonna do once we get into this trial. So hopefully it won't be, like, a nightmare. Oh, Maida. Hatano, are you okay?
I applied first aid as a substitute for a bandage. It stopped all the bleeding, but...
Hatano, the time's already running out. We have to go to the trial. That's all we can do.
Yes, I heard it too. While I received the first aid from Inori and returning to help more with the investigation, it just showed up. We can't help it now.
No, don't overdo it. Rather, is the leg okay? Hatano?
Maida, Hatano's leg, well...
What is it?
The truth is, my left thigh tendon's been cut. I can't even walk. The damage might be permanent, or not. Only time will tell.
Damn, that sucks. What? It was unfortunate that the tendon part got cut so much. I don't know what would happen if I had surgery right now. Also, I don't know if there's a room in the school to do this risk.
Wait a minute, what is that? You can't walk, let alone run?
Actually, the lower part of my thigh, I can't feel it. Without Inori's support, I couldn't have made it here. Damn. This is so outrageous. It's nonsense. Hatsuno, you're a track field athlete. Is that okay to lose one's talent in vain? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If only I were a doctor who could fix it at once.
Stop. This wasn't Inori's fault. However, Maida, we shouldn't be arguing here right now. Isn't the class trial about to start? I was pretty bummed when the whole thing turned out. August, December. Wait, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
But Hatsuno, in the future, even if my legs were intact, if you fail the class trial, you'll all be killed. This is fine. I can worry about my legs later. So, let's go now. It's enough if Inori supports me. I'll do it. Hatsuno.
Is it a little hard to hear me over the game volume? Let me turn it up just a little bit. I had turned it down some because I noticed that it was like getting kind of really close to the red end when I was getting kind of loud while I was testing. So, yeah. But let's try it now and see if that sounds a little bit better. Let's see. What's the consensus? Does it sound better? Chapter 2 is very rough since it was the translator's first chapter. That's understandable, yeah. Still a little loud on the game. Let's just turn down the game volume slightly instead of turning the mic up that much more. But okay, let's just try that for now and see how it goes, and hopefully that'll be fine. Okie doke. You would be the most desperate yourself, even if an ordinary person can't walk anymore. It's a shock. Nevertheless, I have to try to overcome the class trial for everyone, with only a strong mentality. I got it. You're right. When you die, it's all over. Let's go to the trial. Everyone is there. Yeah. Okie doke. Let's go.
Coming back in here.
I remember when Kyoko-chan died.
I was kind of hoping this wouldn't happen again.
Kind of hoping?
Hatsuno, is your leg okay?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, no problem at all. Inori gave me first aid. I'll get better soon. For the time being. Inori will support my footing, so that's all. Hatsuno?
Is that so? I'm really glad. We can go to the trial with confidence.
She's hiding it.
The trial. Class trial.
Oh, he's gonna, yep, lawyer mode. I'm gonna stand in this trial with confidence! Ah! Wow, I was wondering when that was coming out.
I see.
Oh wait, that's him. I see. By the way, Kurokawa is... Where is she?
Huh? I can't see Kurokawa in the room. No, where are you? Mikako-chan, I haven't been able to see her during the investigation. Where did she go?
Now wait a minute, if they disappeared at this hour, could it be that Kurokawa's the culprit?
What did you say? Kurokawa's the killer?
No, that's such a hasty judgment. Maybe something went wrong?
Hiya, you're all here. This time I'm kind to you. I came out on the entrance, face to face. You done releasing the bowels, right? I'm really nice, aren't I?
Are we going to underground like last time?
I'm sad no one pays attention to respond to me.
What are you saying? We're missing one. Where did Mikako Kurokawa go?
Huh? Weren't you all together? Oh, it's true. Is that girl nowhere to be found? Unbelievable. Does she want to dip the class trial? Wait up. I'll bring her now.
But what's this girl being late for? She could die if she's late, damn it. Hatsuno, who was injured, also came here. She may lack legs, but she doesn't lack guts. I'll have to give that woman a training regiment.
Well, I mean, Kurokawa, is not really the culprit, right? What do you mean, Kabashikawa? Kurokawa's not that kind of person. Not that kind of person? Did you guys not see Mitsuhiro Higa as the guy who started the killing at the beginning?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, Mitch is, like, wasn't that great from the beginning, so...
That was... Or are you going to claim he's an innocent person? I mean... Huh? Something's odd. Didn't you guys used to tackle my words all the time? Tomori Kizuna did that often, but the bitch died. Hey maid, for some reason, you're being awfully quiet. I thought you'd be the first person to pull a rebel attitude. Huh? Me? I didn't... Sorry, I didn't hear.
Taida, are you okay? Come to think of it, you seem less energetic than usual. Can you tell?
Oh, I just have something to think about.
You idiot, the class trial begins soon. Of course no one has the energy for this.
Idiot? Why, of course I'm an idiot.
But it's weird. As a suggestion that Kurokawa disappeared, she could be considered the main suspect. It's worth putting into our topics for later.
Even Kinjo thinks that.
I can't confirm it yet, but some of my suspicious figures were selected during the investigation. Kurokawa is one of them.
Why Kurokawa?
Let's talk about that in the class trial. Discussing here will only get things agitated. Well, yes, but Kurokawa still needs to be here for the class trial.
Everyone waited long enough? I brought the latecomer.
Mikako-chan.
Hurry in. It's the first time, so I'll be flexible in this particular case, but next time, I'll punish you with no questions asked. Well, now, all 12 of you finally got together. Like last time, I'll be going down first, so take the elevator to proceed.
Wait, are some of the name flips? Is it because Korea that said their last name? Yeah, I mean, I would assume that in the original Korean script, they would have used surnames in sort of the same manner as Japanese people use surnames. So this particular different translator, because it is a different translator from the first chapter, is probably just translating it more directly in that specific case.
Kurokawa, what happened? I haven't seen you since the investigation.
What have you been up to? I don't think you came from investigating, were you?
Hey, I don't think she plans on opening her mouth anytime soon. Why don't we leave the bitch alone and go down already? Doesn't matter if you want her to speak here.
Just, like, can you be a tiny bit nicer?
Kurokawa.
Trial. After it's over, I'll tell you.
This is suspicious. Very suspicious.
Headaches, headaches.
Alright then. If you're the culprit, you won't be able to survive when the class trial is done.
It can't be. It's not her. Kurokawa, was there a reason you were being so late? You were being late?
Okay, so, like, there's so much emphasis on this that, like, I don't believe that she's the culprit. Because if she was, it would just be way too obvious.
Now everyone, I know you don't like doing a class trial. I want to stop this situation somehow. But it happened. It happened. It's really futile at this point. What will happen next? First, let's pass the trial and talk. Now, only think about surviving this trial, and clear your minds and eyes from any misconceptions.
Kinjo is right. I couldn't afford to think differently right now. All we must do is survive. We are again at the crossroads of life and death. Yes, let's clear up our minds and face this.
Surely we can make it. We can figure out the culprit.
Yes, I'm not alone. Everyone's here. I hate to doubt someone again and turn them into a killer, but I have to. Again, I have no choice but to do this class trial.
All right. Oh yeah, her secret was like, oh, she might actually be talkative. that was there.
Again, another hellish trial begins. All of us are the accused. I'm not gonna back out at all.
Setsuki investigated very seriously. Honestly, I've found nothing. Sorry.
Is there really a culprit within us? Wow, is that the Among Us sequel that I've been hearing so much about?
The culprit who killed Tomari. If you do what you think is correct for everyone, you'll be able to find the killer. There's something very bustling about this case.
I just need to tell everyone that my leg is fine for now. It would increase confusion. If we tell them the truth, I don't think it's the right time. I'm worried. Something doesn't look right for everyone.
Coming here twice. Feel like I'm gonna be sick to my stomach.
Satsuki danced in the corner the whole investigation. She helped a lot. Yeah, she kept our spirits up. That's what she did. How long are you going to stay put here? Let's hurry. Hey, sorry I keep getting lost. I can't do this.
Well, let's go.
Let's reveal the corrupted seed that committed murder again.
I'm just thinking of that, like, you know, if any of you guys have seen the, I forget what it was called, but it's like that 3D animation, or it's not even like an animation, I think it's just like a prop, it might be like a puppet, but it's like a big biscuit with like googly eyes and a mouth, and it's like, even now, the evil seed of what you have done germinates within you. I remember that clip so much. It like stays in my brain forever. It's really painful, but I have to do it. Cheer up, everyone. I'll open the elevator door. The elevator goes down underground with a rattling sound. It was the second time I felt it, but my heart didn't calm down again. There's no guarantee that the culprit will be revealed safely this time. I have to do my best, but I'm a little nervous this time. I could only investigate the power room in Switchium, and I don't even know who the culprit was. Can we properly guess in this state? Maida. Kurokawa? Yes? Kurokawa talked in a very small voice in the elevator to me. Her voice was in a whisper, so without realizing, I answered in whispers too, it seems. The others didn't hear because of the elevator's noise. Kitchen. I've been to. Knife 1 was missing. Oh, knife 1 was missing. Rather, knife 1 was missing. No. Oh, really? It seems Kurokawa went to investigate after all. The fact that only one kitchen knife disappeared means that the murder weapon on Tomori's neck was brought from the kitchen. And... yeah? Never mind. Kurokawa seemed to have something to say. Kurokawa is a unique girl, even though the number of words seems to be few. When I really need it, she talks more than I thought. But thanks to the information Kurokawa gave me, the source intake is becoming more clear. It will be helpful for the trial, even a little. I'll take note of it. Okay, interesting. Yeah, honestly, yeah, like some people are saying in the chat, going into this, I would say that I'm a little suspicious of Akane. Or what's her... Is that her name? The maid. I've played the other DR games so many times that I know everybody's names, but this one, like, you know, I'm getting to know these characters for the first time, so... yeah, Akane, okay. For a long time, the elevator carried us down to the basement. With a huge shake, the elevator arrived at the class court. Alright, let's go. Yeah, she might be a little too obvious, I'm not sure.
You're all here. Great. Let's start a late night class trial. The room looks different than last time. Of course. If you always do the same thing in the same interior, all of the tension dies, right? Change. It's a law we all need.
It's a repulsive room.
Ha! If you're too noisy and starting to fall asleep, why not go to your own seat? Everyone seems to be prepared. I feel a very different atmosphere since last time. Is this because you went through a trial once, or is it because your trust is falling apart?
Shut up and start, you damn stuffed toy.
Hey, it's not a stuffed toy. It's Monokuma. I'm not upset. Whatever. Even if you rushed me in, I was gonna start anyways. We should quickly finish and everyone go back to sleepy time, yeah? If not in eternal sleep for the majority. Okay, let's start.
Again, the tension starts flowing as soon as we stand on each bench. It's like making a wall to make each other suspicious. When I stood here, I realized once more that it begins again. Tomori, a girl who was a classmate, and she was looking for affection recklessly, but at the end she opened her real self to us, and it wasn't bad at the very beginning, no matter what anyone thought in the process. The killer who murdered her so badly. And not enough with killing Tomori, the culprit who committed an unforgivable crime that made Hateno lose her leg with a trap aimed at random. The trial to uncover the killer begins now. The trial that risked her life. A lie that took her life. A betrayal at the risk of everyone's lives. Giving an excuse to survive. An excuse to kill. A fake trust in our classmates. A life-threatening debate. A life-threatening excuse. A life-threatening trust. Now we're on the second trial. A life-threatening class trial. All right. Let's see. How long have we been going so far? It's supposed to show me how long I've been going. Oh, okay. I didn't have the thing open for it to show me. That's why. We've been going for an hour so far already. Okay. Anywho, let's check the truth bullets. Okay. I know how the first one goes, but still, I'm guessing that was last stream. Last stream was the daily life portion of this chapter. So we're on the investigation and trial portion of it now. Monokuma File 2, a file provided by Monokuma. The details of the case are written here. The victim is Kizuno Tomori. Estimated time of death is about 9:30 p.m., found in the power room switchium on the school's second floor. There is a long torn wound on the stomach and bleeding is large. Critical cause of death is a cut through the esophagus by a knife. Hey, I know that, the font. It's Goodbye Despair. That's a fan-made Danganronpa font that mimics one of the SDR2 fonts. Somebody said, and then check your laundry. Yeah, I'm gonna be reading back through the truth bullets real quick, and then after that I'm gonna get up and check my laundry real quick. And then we will proceed with the trial. Just for reference, it took Weeby 5 hours to clear Deadly Life investigation plus class trial. Wow, that's pretty long. Burnt marks. What happened here? The floor and walls of the switchium are full of burnt marks, and no matter how you look at it, it's very recent. But what was the cause of these? Stomach wound. Tomori's fatal wound is a neck wound, but there is a long wound in the torn stomach. This also appears to be cut with a knife. I wonder why did the killer even strive for it? Of course, a stomach cut could be fatal, but they would have a throat scream to kill next. They wouldn't have had to hit the stomach first. Yeah. Inori's medical exam results. Inori informed the results of Tomori's autopsy. Basically, she said it matches the information in the Monokuma file. She also said that there was an abnormally large amount of bleeding. The amount of blood loss is individual, but in Tomori's case, it must have taken a considerable amount of time to die. She said she must have felt terrible pain. Broken flashlights. 2 flashlights were found broken in the switchium room. Is it the flashlights of Tomori and the killer? They didn't destroy evidence then, and what's the reason to be left here? Seeing that both of them were broken, there was a struggle happening at the same time. The dying message. A weird message that looks like it says XXX, uppercase X. The killer left it behind right before Tomori died. There has to be a clue somehow. I don't know what meaning does it have, but Tomori left this important message to us. We have to be thankful. Broken glass window. The window on the switchium was broken. Broken dentures. Dentures? Dentures? What? Fort through if... yeah, I don't know. If you leave through here, you can leave the power room without having to leave by the Switchium's entrance. But there was a person on either side of the entrance to the power room. They couldn't have avoided being seen while killing Tomori. Even if they had no way out, why would they break the window? Burnt fuse line. The fuse line is located along the wall of the Switchium. The middle of it is burned and there's traces of being wet. It seems this was the cause of the fire inside the Switchium. Probably the culprit was planning a fire with the fuse, but what is the reason for it? Piece of bloody cloth. A large piece of man-sized cloth is placed in the corner of the Switchium. It's been checked and there are burnt marks in several parts of it and it's bloody as well. It was probably for the purpose of stabbing with a knife and not having blood on your body, I guess. Lighter. It was found covered in the bloody cloth. A small lighter with a firepower size of a finger. It will be enough to cause it. If so, the switch that triggered the fire was caused by the lighter. May not be impossible. The secret message. The motive that Monokuma shared with us 2 days ago. A piece of cloth was covering it with a lighter burning almost everything. The content of it cannot be read properly, but within some letters you can see that it is a secret note. Why is my secret note on the crime scene? Yuki Maeda might be... Well, I mean, okay, actually, I'm a little sus of that, because his previous note said something, like, the note that he actually got said something about, like, you know, oh, Yuki Maeda wet the bed up until, like, 5th grade or something. I don't think might be, the phrase might be, I don't think that was present in the original note. So this seems like it's maybe a different note involving Yuki somehow. I don't know. Yuki Maeda might be a ginger. Blood marks on the entrance side. A blood smear dropped on the switch towards the entrance. Tomori died deep within the Switchium room. The fact that this blood goes towards the entrance means that the killer ran away urgently injured. However, there is blood up to this part only. The person has disappeared cleanly outside of this room, from the entrance of the Switchium towards the exit. If they came out this way, why is the window broken? Wire trap. The Switchium has a wire trap installed on the entrance side. It is sharp so that it is difficult to confirm it with only bare hands. That was how Hatano hurt her leg. It looks like the killer installed it. What was the reason? Wasn't the killer only aiming at Tomori? Hatano's injury. Hatano was investigating a black object at the entrance of the Switchium. She stopped getting caught in a wire trap and hurt her leg. Is she okay? It's hard to say the killer targeted Hatano. If it wasn't for her, what was the purpose of the wire trap? The third flashlight. This is what Hatano was trying to investigate when she was injured. It's hard to see it properly, but it's a flashlight. It appears to have been caught in the fire of the Switchium, but if you have a flashlight, you already have two inside. It was placed as, why would it have only burned without breaking how? Prior to that, the flashlight in the Switchium came with Tomori and the killer who was using that flashlight then. Titus testimony. Oh, a different font, revamped version. I asked Tyra why she wasn't in the student dormitory during the nighttime broadcast at the time of the incident. She said that just before nighttime she was cooking in the kitchen and smeared some oil on her clothes. Surprisingly, you made a sloppy accident, Tyra. Kinjo's testimony. Kinjo told me what happened at the time of the incident. At around 9 o'clock, Hatano shouted that the Switchium was on fire. He grabbed a fire extinguisher and extinguished the fire from outside. There was a sound of glass breaking, and when he entered, he saw Tomori's body at the end of the room. The order of people who discovered the body was Kinjo, Hatano, Meikaru, Uehara, those four. Taira and Kurokawa came after Monokuma's announcement. The glass window at the end of the Switchium was broken. According to Kinjo, the side where Tomori was dead, it was on fire, and the window was broken while extinguishing the fire. Was it the killer who was inside the Switchium breaking through the window inside the smoke? However, in Kinjo's words, he said that it feels wrong. It is too neatly broken. Teruya's testimony. Teruya went to the antique shop every day to keep things in check. The lighter, fuse, flashlight all disappeared at nighttime. All of these items were used in the crime scene. At that point, Tomori was free to go around at nighttime. There was also the other two, Meikaru and Uehara. Then among those three, did anyone take the tools? In addition, the wire does not come from the antique shop. Kurokawa's testimony. Kurokawa went to the kitchen and saw that one of the knives was missing. She mentioned the knife used to kill Tomori came from that place. The killer was near the kitchen last night. It is most likely they arrived very recently and left. Okay. Alright. Let's see. We're gonna save real quick. And I am gonna go check on my laundry and get some more water. I will be right back.
Yukimida might be me, Tengen! I was all of the characters in Danganronpa Another!
Hi, everybody. We're back.
Tengen jump scare. You can never escape Tengen. Alright, so I think we're ready. We can get back to it. I think, since we're going into the class trial, it's a very special occasion, that hold on just a second. I am going to become Urpel again. You know, just for old time's sake. So, let's get going. Like that everybody's excited for this.
First of all, let's start with a brief explanation of the class trial. The outcome of the class trial is decided by your votes. If you point out the blackened, only they will get punished. But in case you point out the wrong person, I'll punish everyone except the blackened, and the one who tricked everyone else will graduate from this academy.
Also, this translation is brought to you by Zevi, so you better damn well appreciate it or it'll punish you fools. Thank you. Hey, don't you do your product placement here. Get out of here. Finally, the second class trial has begun. There's no such thing as being used to this atrocious game. I'm actually more anxious than last time. But if I'm afraid here, it can't be helped. As we did last time, let's think carefully with everyone.
Now then, first...
Wait a minute. There's something I want to ask first.
Oh my. What's the holdup? What are you going to ask?
Last time it was my first time, so I didn't question it, but now that I think about it, I believe I have to ask this now. The body discovery announcement. What exactly are the conditions for the broadcast to show up?
Mekaru, why are you suddenly asking this kind of stuff? If you find a dead body, then it shows the BDA.
You just shut up.
I see. After all, it is Mekaru, the one who has paid attention to that, huh? Even so, it's basically as Kabashikawa-kun says. When you find a body, I broadcast it. Only, when 3 people, at least 3 people have found a body, then the announcement will show up for everyone.
Was it always like that? Is that a rule made on the spot, or was it applied from last time?
Of course it was applied in the beginning. In Maki's case, Taira found it first, then Maida, and finally Hatano. Since the order was complete, it satisfies the condition of 3 people. The announcement came out because that rule was successfully completed.
Right. It's true the announcement rang out the moment Hatano discovered it last.
It's Kazuo Tengen, the 16th student hiding somewhere in the school. He's all 16 students and the teachers.
This thing. To say an important detail at a time like this.
What's that? Did I not tell you about this?
It's too late.
Ah, crap. Well, you know, when people live, they forget. It's like that, right? Oh, I'm not human, but a bear, so it's okay.
Okay, when more than 3 people find the body, well, that found criteria does not dwell on time. For example, a week passes after the initial discovery, then the second one appears. And even if the third discoverer appears another week later, the broadcast will also ring? Oh, okay, I see what she's saying.
Yeah, time doesn't matter at all. When the first 3 people who have seen a corpse in any way, the announcement will sound the moment the third person discovers the body.
Mekaru, I know it's fine to check the rules, but is the condition of the body discovery announcement important enough to ask? Wouldn't our main purpose now to be to find the culprit? Keep quiet, I'm not over yet. Now then, Monokuma, this is the most important question. That would be a witness to the crime includes the culprit?
Oh?
Huh?
I've asked a question. You won't answer?
You ask, do the witnesses include the culprit? Well, that's a bit pretty very super great whole delicate matter. I see. Even with a sharp sense, it becomes a problem. Okay, I'll tell you in this particular scenario. Depending on the characteristics of the case, whether or not the culprit is included in the discovery will be decided at the end of the trial.
What? Then it's different this time?
Then no one knows. It's up to our own judgment. And that would also induce everyone to be against each other.
I already told you this. When it comes to trials, I'm fairer than a Buddha, God, and Jesus combined. You said Jesus twice in a different meaning.
Let's recap. In the last case, you said that the announcement rang because Akane Taira, Yuki Maeda, and Ayame Hatano discovered the body. Then in the last case, Mitsuhiro Higa, the culprit, must have been excluded from the equation of 3 people discovering the body.
Somebody just said Teng Verywhere all at once. Very funny, actually, because I just watched Everything Everywhere All at Once for the first time the other day. Like, I hadn't actually seen it until the other day. Very good movie. Extremely good movie. It deserves all of the praise that it gets.
Meh, I excluded Higa-kun. In fact, it didn't matter much if I included him since the first 3 people to discover it were together at that time.
Then, what about this case? The culprit who killed Tomori Kizuna. Did you include that person as a discoverer?
Was Tengen in it? Well, he had to be. Somewhere.
Huh? Yeah, that's right, specificio aside. Why the sudden dialect? Did you inhale the Otori?
My dialect's not that awkward. I mean, I have the mainland pronunciation.
You don't seem to be enough. It seemed to be enough from the mainland to mix different parts of the country.
No comment! No comment on that! Well, if you ask for my opinion on a particular case, I would be the one in trial instead. If a judge enters the discussion, it's unfair, right? That would be a violation.
Yeah, he's like, inhale Otori. He's like Kirby. He acquires your traits.
You're also evading the answer. Fine, just looking at your reaction makes me think I touched a sensible subject.
Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. What the hell is Mikado talking about? Somebody let me know. Well, that does it for the mischief to this point. Let's go with the trial soon. Did you know that 12 o'clock has passed already? Originally, I was going to start right away, but Miss Mikado sounded weird, and it's late now. Anyways, let's go. First, start with the arrangement of the case. Please begin the discussion.
Why did Mikaru ask such a question? I have no clue what she's thinking. I'm curious, but now I have to focus on the trial without thinking about anything else. Time to arrange the scene. Let's gather everyone. I hate to follow Monokuma's words, but we need to begin with the case. That's the topic at hand, because the people on the dormitory side at the time of the situation wouldn't know the details of this incident. Oh, right, what happened to them? After listening to the body discovery announcement, I was in a hurry to find you guys, and then Tomori, she was dead in the power room, all over with burnt marks in the room. Okay, for those who know, reorganize the scene with the rest, and those who don't know the order of events. From now on, take some time to confirm your positions with everyone.
Kinjo-kun, don't you have something to tell us before that?
What?
You said you wouldn't make anyone a victim if we followed you. For that purpose, we agreed, and you got rid of a group of 3 people. And everything ended up like this, so why? Are you proud of it? Good job, then!
Okay. I would have to make amends to risk my own life and apologize for that, because I didn't keep my promises. But, if you can't surpass this moment, everyone will die. It's a pity for what happened with Tomori, but I also have a duty to keep you all from being executed in this class trial. If you don't like it, I'll be out of this trial. Yeah, I'm an incompetent cop who can't make promises anyway. We'll just admit it then.
That's enough. Everyone is on edge. Think about other things later and focus on the trial for now. Yes, Akane, you know your heart, but let's finish this first. Yeah, and Kinjo-kun, I didn't mean to... Sorry.
It's fine. Then let's begin sorting out the case, step by step.
Well, you know I won't say it anymore, but I don't help you understand.
Oh, I don't help you understand. Like, comma, understand. Okay, I got you.
I don't need you, because there's Kinjo with us.
Me?
Oh no, Mikuru, you can stay.
Don't let me do everything. We have to do it together. I said to myself, even for a dead guy, you must understand the truth of the case yourself.
Boo, alright.
Then let's begin.
I didn't manage to get to the power room at the beginning of the whole incident to see it directly. Let's discuss what we heard and saw.
The first part. Around 9 p.m., Hatano discovered a fire in the power room, was it?
Yeah, I was walking down the corridor on the 2nd floor before nighttime, but when I entered the power room there was black smoke coming out because it seemed to smell like something burning.
You mean that's that's what happened? I was at the antique shop, but I had no idea. I heard Hatano's cry and rushed to the second floor. Uehara and Meikaru were together as we bumped into each other on the way. We went first to the power room, the epicenter of the fire. It was hot and smoky. The fire was about to spread from the switchium to outside. Yes, it's exactly what Kinjo told me. I already know this part from Kinjo. What did Uehara do soon after was... it was the fire extinguisher, right? Yeah. So you brought a fire extinguisher in the hallway on the second floor to extinguish the fire, right? Yeah, that's correct. By the way, how does Maida know that? The ones in the area were Kinjo, Uehara, Meikaru, and me. Oh, I asked Kinjo about it while investigating. Right, I told him. Maida knows the unfolding process of the case. Is that so? Then let's continue. The four of us were putting out the fire. I heard something breaking inside of the switchium. At that moment, Kinjo looked at Uehara and asked to see if someone was going out of the power room door, and the other three, including me, went to the switchium inside, and there... Tomori was dead. Yeah, at that point the BDA came out. Taira and Kurokawa arrived to the power room soon after.
Okay, from here on, our dorm team has joined, so let me speak. When we arrived, the fire had already been extinguished.
After that, like last time, Monokuma handed out the file and put us on time to investigate.
Right. From here on out are the things I've seen with my own eyes. Right after I examined the switchium, and returning, that happened. That being... well, that would be the injury by wire. Shortly after that, Hatano had an accident in which her leg was injured by a wire trip.
That's what happened?
Yamaguchi said it before in front of the elevator. Didn't you hear, dummy? Ayami-chan, is it really okay? It seems to still be a little fuzzy. Oh, no problem. It hurts a little right now, but it's not a major injury, so we can treat it properly after this trial. Isn't that right, Inori? Yes. Well, you don't have to worry. Please continue with the trial. Damn. That leg wound. Is this an injury more serious than expected?
What are you talking about? Didn't you say it was okay?
Even pretense is useless. Do you think I can't read other people's minds? You, that incompetent, and the doctor, the atmosphere of you three. It makes clear that something happened. Shall we guess? Let's see. How about the leg injury that's so serious you won't be able to use it? What about a leg... I'm guessing based on the phrasing. How about a leg injury that's so serious you won't be able to use it ever again? What? What are you talking about? Ayame-chan said she was okay. That's a lie. That's a lie, right? Mikado was just talking nonsense, yeah? Hey. Sorry, I thought you might be worried more, so I decided to keep this with Hatano. I lied. I'm sorry. Inori, no. Is it a lie? What do you mean? In reality, Hatano's injury, the moving muscle tissue, the most important posterior tendon, was amputated. Without luck, it's a serious injury that you might really have to wear crutches forever. What?
Why was she lying to say that it's okay for that serious injury? This is the most important trial of all our lives. Every detail matters.
Sorry. Because of that, Hatano and I thought it was to avoid getting you guys confused, but... I'm sorry that Hatano tried to pretend to be okay, so... Sorry. Ayame-chan, it's a lie, right?
Tell us something!
The culprit killed running. All the sports are disappearing. Sorry, I was lying.
What? Then it's really...
Because the nurse's office is now locked, and since there are no facilities for treatment to treat the wound, it's literally hemostasis. It's really hard to stand still.
Isn't that too much for her? Hatano, shouldn't you get treated quickly, get healed, and come to the trial later?
Hey, what are you talking about? What's more important than the trial? But... Ayame-chan, she can't even run again!
No, I'm sorry, but I agree with Meikaru. Whether your leg's crippled, cut off, or unable to walk, if you don't win the trial, you'll die. Then it's more serious than what you mentioned before the trial.
I lied that I was okay with this. As a result, I caused even greater confusion. Sorry, everyone.
Ayame-chan doesn't have to be sorry. Can't she be let go? At least to get a proper treatment?
No, it's absolutely forbidden to leave the court during the trial. If you're worried about Miss Hatano's leg, you'll have to finish your trial first.
You say that, but I'm also in agreement. I don't really care, but I want you to focus on finding the culprit. If the focus is on me, I'll just die standing.
But Ayame-chan...
She says that, but let me comply with the will. And don't you think it would be wise to finish the trial earlier in time and get treatment?
Uehara's right. Hatano, it may still be painful, but please hold on a little. Let's focus on the trial for now, everyone.
Okay.
Thank you for your consideration, Akane.
Then let's get back on the main topic again. Yeah, where did we end again? We were talking about Hatano's injury by the wire.
Yeah, shortly thereafter, Inori took Hatano to provide first aid. We went out of the power room and we continued the investigation.
And that's the end of it, right?
Quiz, but I think it's a useless question. Sorry I advance. The health room was locked, but how did you do Hatano's treatment and where?
Right, I needed something tough and thick to use as a bandage, but there were some things like rags in the warehouse. However, since it's really a substitute and only first aid, there's a possibility of additional sepsis and bacterial infection. She'll still need antibiotics just in case.
But in order to do that, we have to find out the killer and end this trial, right? Yeah, but because someone died... Well, is there really another culprit among us? A killer who stabbed Tomori?
Now why are you doubting it for? That's for sure.
But if you point the killer gets executed. It seems like you're sacrificing one person to save Hatano.
So would you save the killer? To save a killer, 11 of us has to die?
I agree. Let me say this, okay? A guy who knows a person is cheap, even if they die. How long will you waste your time on such useless topics? I don't mean it like that. I'm apologizing. Also...
Sorry, the wording just threw me off.
Also, how come Maekaru and Kinjo team up? They seem to be getting better and better.
I understand Otori's feelings, but is it okay? I feel the same because it feels like in the end, whether or not we point out the killer in this trial, someone will be killed. I wish there were no victims, but that bear Monokuma thing just won't let us go. That bear Monokuma thing. Damn it. What purpose does he want to achieve?
So the case was cleared up. Who's the killer? We have to figure that out from now on. Honestly, this case has a lot of twists. If you think of it as an ordinary murder case, it's not going to fit in at all. First, let's solve the mystery of each event one by one. The priority should be the victim's body.
The body?
Tomori's corpse was an important clue to be able to tell the whole story of this incident. There aren't just one or two secrets related to her body, to the corpse.
Personally, I didn't notice there was anything special.
The corpse. Based on my investigation, let's present the evidence gathered. From now on, the non-stop debate will begin.
Yeah, I haven't played a non-stop debate in this particular game in a while, so I think I'm gonna look at the tutorial. And if they're offering a tutorial, then I think they're probably going to be talking about a new mechanic too, so... Also, live and learn, Sonic? A non-stop debate is the part which points out the contradictions of your remark made by classmates. Contradictions, truth bullets. When you press the action button, a truth bullet is fired in the direction of the target's aim. You can change the loaded truth bullet with the shift key, right? You need to shoot the correct statement in order to continue. Pick the wrong one, you know you already have fun. And by tapping the lower right corner arrow, you can skip faster. Okay. Okay, so it's just the same. Stomach wound and Kurikawa's testimony. Okay. What clues does Tomori's body have? I don't remember well. The knife was on her neck? Also, the whole body was with blood all over. It's covered with blood all over, you mean? It was terrible. Satsuki was vomiting for a while.
She was dead!
Is this relevant?
Other than that, can't you think of something more essential?
What was contradictory in there? Yeah, the chat just does that. I don't know why. Is the stream having a problem for you guys? I'm certain the Monokuma file about what Tomori died of, and it gave me a clue that supports that evidence. Well, yeah. Okay, well, at least I don't lose a heart. No, oh, no, okay, never mind. I do, I guess. Oh, no, wait, I didn't lose a heart. It was a, like, influence thing. I mean, is it this? No. Then what? I don't... What's the problem? I don't know. God, the thing would stop moving. The whole body was with blood all over it. Yeah, like, I don't know what it's at, like, what it's wanting. Oh, she was dead. Is the contradictory? How is that? No? No? Yeah, I mean, the other one is Kurikawa's testimony, and it's just about how there was a knife missing from the kitchen. So I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll have to try Ayami's statement, or yeah. Let's try it. I don't know how that would be contradictory, but obviously that's all we have to try out, I guess. Shoot it, please. No, it wasn't. You lose. Yeah, I would like to start. Thanks. No. You... Really? No. You can't be serious. Is there a skip? There has to be a skip button, right? No. You can't. No. No, no, no. Are we really gonna have to sit here and do this? There's no skip key. Shift to skip through text in other RPG Maker games. Yeah, but it's not here. I don't know, nope. There wasn't a third bullet, no. I'm guessing the correct combo is knife plus Kurikawa's testimony. Maybe? I guess. It's not clicking, it's keyboard. I'm so sorry, everyone. Is she saying the knife was on her like she owned it? I have no idea, honestly. Like, it's actually a little bit more difficult to tell because of the translation a little bit, to be honest.
I mean, obviously, it has to be the other bullet for one of the statements. So there's literally no way we can fuck it up this time. We're just gonna, like, lose all of our hearts, potentially, maybe, but, like, we'll have to at least be able to get it. Well... It's not a normal knife, it's a kitchen knife, yeah. This is gonna be so much easier for the people watching the VOD to just, like, go ahead and skip. Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, I have to answer these. That's so weird how it's like, hey, do you want to start from the beginning or from the beginning of the phase? And I was like, yeah, the beginning of the phase. And then it's like, okay, I'll just send you back to the beginning then. If we have to do that, like, if there's, like, a point where that happens again later, which there might be, I hope that it doesn't send us back to the beginning of the fucking trial, because if it did, I would have to, like, be like, well, that's it for tonight. See you later, everybody. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, that was the injury by wire. And then they get talking about this for a while. Why was Kizuna in the Switchium? That seems like a weird place to go. Yeah, we have no idea so far. We're getting there. We're close. While you're doing this, do you have any particular survivor predictions right now? This early in the game, I'm not really sure. Just like a lot of things up in the air in terms of prominent characterization. Like at this point, it could be anybody, just because in the early game, that's when a lot of, you know, people are getting developed regardless of whether they're going to live or die. So, I mean, at a certain point, once they start getting more development, I think it becomes a little bit easier to narrow it down, but... Yeah, survivor predictions around Chapter 4, that's usually kind of where I start to narrow it down for myself. Okay, yeah, we're almost there. Have you played Your Turn to Die? I have. I haven't played the whole thing, though. I kind of, like, I was following it while it was updating, and then at a certain point, I just, like, hadn't checked out the new updates after a certain point in the story. It's been a while, so I don't really remember specifically. I think phase means the beginning of the conversation after the debates. I think the reason you got sent back to the beginning was because you didn't complete a non-stop debate. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Is it okay? Feels it's... I think this is coming up on it, right? Yeah. Talking about the corpse. Okay. Yep, let's get to it. Okay. So yeah, stomach wound and Kurokawa's testimony. Those are the two bullets that we have. We don't have any more. So let's just go ahead and switch to Kurokawa's testimony. Shoot it. That was it. Okay. Tyra, wait a second. The weapon that stabbed Tomori was not... It literally was that! It literally was... Oh, it wasn't just a knife, it was a kitchen knife! Are you fucking kidding me? For fuck's sake, dude. It was a kitchen knife. Huh? Kitchen knife?
Right, it's even clearly stated in the Monokuma file. The definitive cause of death.
It literally is, actually, it was a kitchen knife. Jesus. It wasn't a knife, it was a knife. Oh, God.
It's even clearly stated in the Monokuma file. The definitive cause of death is a cut through the esophagus caused by a knife.
No, a kitchen knife, you mean, actually. Oh, right, sorry, I can't remember well. But the kitchen knives are only in the kitchen. Is there any evidence the culprit brought it?
There is.
Because Kurokawa saw a knife that disappeared from the kitchen right after the incident. Right, Kurokawa? Yuki Maeda might actually be a Redditor. Yes.
Too slow response.
Yeah, we had to wait like 10 minutes to get it. So the killer brought the kitchen knife out of the kitchen?
I guess it disappeared from the kitchen.
But that's a little weird. If the killer used a kitchen knife, there's a contradiction.
What are you talking about?
Oh wait, I think I know, but why is Tyra talking like that? Obviously, at the time of the crime, Tyra could have known that it was contradictory that the killer took the kitchen knife from there. Well, because she was in the kitchen late at night, right? It's... yeah. Here. From now on, kitchen is a banned word. Tyra, that contradiction is because you were in the kitchen at nighttime, right? Yes, right. That's it, Maida-kun. What? But what does that mean?
Mikaru, didn't you say you weren't gonna meddle?
He's like, I thought you said you were gonna shut up? I said I wouldn't help, but I didn't say I would not raise a question, asshole.
Yikes!
Tyra told me. She was cooking in the kitchen near the end of nighttime.
Cooking?
Yeah, I'm sure because I remember that I accidentally splashed oil on my clothes and wiped them in the bathroom. Ooh, that happened. Wait, if Tyra was still in the kitchen at that point, how did the culprit take the knife from the kitchen without bumping into her?
Also, that's not all that's weird. Tyra said it was around nighttime, but Tomori's death was at 9:30 written in the Monokuma file.
Tyra, I'm asking just in case. You're the last person in that area. Did you put all the knives in place before you left the kitchen? Yes, I used it when I was cooking myself, so I remember it for sure. Okay.
Wait, what? When the knife was used in the crime, Tyra, if you checked all the knives in the kitchen, it doesn't make sense.
That's why it's called a contradiction.
If you think about it, do you think it's not a kitchen knife then? No, there are only kitchen knives in the kitchen.
The second. There are only kitchen knives in the kitchen. She was cooking herself? Yeah, the wording is slightly strange. The second floor was opened, and I've been searching all places ever since. But when everyone started investigating, didn't Kurokawa say she saw the kitchen knife disappear? The knife used as a weapon. Kitchen. That's correct.
Which one is it?
Kinjo, don't you know?
Sure, it's a contradiction. You don't even have to think about the ridiculous story of using another knife out of nowhere. Kinjo worked hard. Now we're all finished. But there is only one way to solve this problem.
Really? How?
Very simple, in fact. Tyra, you're lying right now.
Okay, just say that. Sure. What? Huh? No, wait. Why is it that way? Isn't it obvious? The Monokuma file doesn't lie. Then the time of death is sure to be 9:30. Also, the kitchen knife is only in the kitchen.
Therefore, the order of events, the kitchen knife being taken from the kitchen killed Kizuna Tomori, is established. These are two facts that can be proven with certainty. But what does Taira Akane mean? What proves that a woman was cooking in the kitchen? Now wait a minute, what are you trying to say?
Taira, I'm in doubt. Were you together with someone? Yes or no?
I was alone.
I can't believe someone without witnesses. Anyone can use it if it's just a talkative alibi.
Oh no, wait a minute. Why is the room like this all of a sudden? I was really in the kitchen, guys.
But if Taira's words are true, it would never make sense. Taira, did you lie? Why did you lie? Don't tell me.
Taira is the culprit! Well, obviously the trial's too long for that to be the case right now. Why am I the culprit? What reason is there for me to kill Kizuna-chan? There's nothing.
I got it. She kept ignoring your persuasions and invitations. Did you bear a grudge?
Funny, really. Kizuna-chan grunted a lot, but in the end she accepted us. The murder happened after that.
I concede that you may not be the killer. Still, to say that you were in the kitchen would be a lie. Why are you lying like that?
No, it's not a lie.
Taira, tell me honestly. I want to believe you, that you're not the culprit. So then, Taira is really lying to us?
Oh, hey. Hello, Hatano. Wait, I can't tolerate Akane being the culprit without corroboration.
But I'm not trying to blame her. It doesn't make any sense if Taira's words were true.
No, there is a case where Akane's words can be proven to be true enough.
What?
It seems you haven't realized. Since you don't, let me show you. The fact that Akane never lied. Alright, yeah. I, again, haven't done this in a bit, so I'm probably going to want to look at the controls one more time. So let's see. Your adversary. The player can break the opponent's words by pressing the decision key, and the words with yellow letters can be rejected by pressing the shift key using the selected truth knife. As you can change the truth knife, like changing a truth bullet with left and right arrow keys. Right, okay, cool. Let's see. Broken window, Kinjo's testimony, and blood traces. If Akane's words are true, when Tomori died, the knife was in the kitchen. Then it's simple. As soon as they killed Tomori, they put the knife back in the kitchen. Time of death was 9:30 p.m. Ah, shit. What was Kinjo's testimony again? It was about, like, not seeing anybody outside, right? There still is contradictions. You forget Tomori's fatal injury was a cut to the throat, meaning it's not that hard to think that death was not instant. In other words, the time of Tomori's death is almost consistent with the time using the knife. You don't know that. In fact, even at the time of death, you already said there were conceptual differences when set problems. Sure, Akane left the... Oh, wait. Shit. She said that the killer returned to the power room, but... Yeah. Hold up. Is there... I can't look at the evidence right now. Like, it's not going to let me look at the description. But I think Kinjo's testimony contradicts that, though, right? Yeah, okay, we can go ahead and get rid of that one. Don't know that. I love how he clips the mic. Just like puts... Linus just like puts
Entire face on Mike.
Hatano, I'm sorry, but there's a contradiction in that logic. What are you talking about? Isn't it possible to commit a crime while proving Tyra's words? Hatano, you mean the killer is taking a knife out of the kitchen right after Tyra leaves the kitchen to wash her clothes? And they run straight to the power room and put the knife back in Tomori's body? Yeah, if you move quickly, it's quite possible in less than 3 minutes from the kitchen to the power room. Fast isn't the problem. Did you forget, Hatano? By the time nighttime began, you guys were putting off a fire in the power room. Oh! Hatano, Kinjo, Mekaru, Uehara, if 4 people are in the power room and walk in with an object that stands out like a kitchen knife, it cannot be missed or even hidden in plain sight. In other words, even if Tyra secretly manages to pull the knife out of the kitchen, it's absolutely impossible to enter unnoticed to the Switchium and stab the knife on the body. I can't...
Thanks for the explanation, Maida. Thanks to you, it saved us the trouble.
Yeah, you could have helped, asshole. Thanks.
Like Maida said, Hatano, I understand that you're a close friend to Tyra. Unfortunately, if Tyra's words were true, there would have to be an absolute contradiction to appear in her testimony.
Akane, speak up your mind. Did you lie?
Everybody's just laughing at the word kitchen now. This is what we get. This is what happens during streams. The word kitchen is the highlight of the night.
Can I say one more important detail in this? When the current body discovery showed up, the 4 of us who put out the fire and the 6 in the student dormitory confirmed each other, so there's an alibi for us. But Taira Akane and Mikako Kurakawa, you two have no alibi. Well, this much has been proven thus far. I don't know if I'd be that confident about that.
Tyra really killed Tomori?
No, I am not the real killer.
Tyra?
Really, the kitchen knife thing, I really don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. But I'm really not really the culprit. I didn't kill Kizuna-chan.
I think it's like, I've noticed that the text keeps like running off the side a little bit. I don't know why it does that.
Kane, really? Can I trust you?
But how do you explain that when you don't have an alibi? If you don't have it, it means that either Taira or Kurakawa are the culprit. You're the most potential suspect in every way.
Yeah, it's way too easy. Is it so weird to cook alone and go to the bathroom? I just happen to be alone.
Tyra, tell the truth, and if you're not guilty, prove your innocence!
Is Tyra really the culprit? Certainly, even without an alibi, there is 1 or 2 places in doubt. But was Tyra really with Tomori? No, I can't doubt it just yet. Not until all riddles are solved. I have to think what's been missing in the entire premise thus far. Okay. Oh, apparently in Korean, knife can either be kal or naifu. Google Translate transliterations. I think that might have been the difference if one of them is more associated with kitchen than other. That's an interesting possibility. Okay, wait. What are the bullets again? Terria's testimony, burned fuse, glass shards. Okay. Kaya doesn't have an alibi. Since when? Kubashikawa and I say 8:30 p.m. That's what I think.
There's no alibi for about 1 hour and 30 minutes with a witness missing.
Be enough time to kill a person and for the fire. I did not! What was the fire for?
What was the fire for?
There were a lot of confusing things at the scene. Lighters and flashlights, fuse lines, etc. If Tyra doesn't have an alibi, she wouldn't be able to obtain them, would she? She would be able to obtain them, wouldn't she? People making the Tommy Wiseau. I did not kill her. I did not. But yeah, I'm thinking about like Terria's testimony. That was about the stuff that like from the room, like the supply room or whatever. But I don't know if
that has anything to do with it. Yeah, the text did get deep fried there. Hey, no, 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 no. Hey, hey, hey. I know what reference you were making, but don't use the slur. That is a slur. Don't use the slur. I know what you're referencing, but like, don't say that. Yeah, okay, I totally missed that before, by the way. I know you were quoting the original text, just don't do that, please. Okay, I don't know. Like, it might be that last. It's so, like, it moves so quickly. So maybe it's that? Oh, it was. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's... It was just, you know, it wasn't like an intentionally... Yeah, let's just move on from that topic. Yeah. Clarification was made. There you go.
Wait, Kabashikawa, that's impossible. What? You mean about Taira procuring the tools used in the crime?
Yes, Taira has no alibi for the time being. I can't deny that. Bringing the tools, however, there sure is one.
Ooh, that's a certain alibi. I want to hear this.
The reason I know this, it's because of the fact that somebody told me. Right, Otori?
Huh?
Otori knew it. The lighter infused disappeared since last late night.
Gone? From where? My guess would be the antique shop again.
Otori mentioned that he went to the antique store every day. After Maki's incident, the antique store was filled with most of the items. Then, after nighttime on the second day, the things used in this case suddenly disappeared, as mentioned by Otori.
Oh, that's it. That's right. I did check them.
So, are you saying the killer took the tools late at night on the second day?
That would be the case, unless Otori is lying. No lie! It's true! Hey, the second day, Otori, was almost 2 days ago. Why didn't you talk back then? Knowing what kind of scheme was made when Maki was... I'm sorry, at that time I wasn't able to figure out things properly. It could have been my own mind playing tricks, so I wasn't really sure about it. Well, if you're sure the tools were gone, then the killer took the tools in the middle of the night on the second day. This is what happened so far, if I understand this correctly. May I ask, why does that become Taira's alibi?
Why Otori's testimony becomes Taira's alibi? It's because Taira can't go to the antique store on that night. Right, Uehara probably doesn't know about the 3 who weren't with Kinjo, and only the rest knows. So we know Taira can't go to the antique store at night. And the reason is... Well... It was that, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Why Taira couldn't bring the tools at night? That's because of the nighttime rule, of course.
Nighttime rule?
Wait, what?
If it's the nighttime rule, that's what Kinjo decided, right? To not come out of our rooms late at night after 10 o'clock.
When did you decide that?
Meikaru and Uehara have no choice but to know, because the group decided when you weren't there. Oh, wait, that's it. They don't come out of their room at night. That means that all of the rest, meaning Meikaru and Uehara, who were on their own, could have come out after nighttime.
Yes. In other words, Taira was also in the time frame alibi for late nighttime.
Yeah, I never came out of my own room at night.
Wait a minute. That's no alibi at all.
Huh?
That late nighttime rule isn't a rule set by Monokuma, is it? That's kind of what I was thinking. Like, you can't really use that as an alibi necessarily because somebody could just not obey it. So what makes you think it's a genuine rule? You don't get killed from breaking it, and no evidence if you did, correct?
That's... I'm sorry, but I think the same thing. Even if Tyra followed the rules faithfully, it's no different from before without evidence. Does that mean... No, with that rule, Tyra's alibi could be enough.
Kinjo-kun. Oh, what is it now? Until now, you've been pushing Taira Akane, but you're a defense this time? Don't tell me you're defending your own rules now, because that's a self-made rule.
Surely not. I know the laxity this rule has.
It's lax?
Of course. As Meikaru said, it wasn't a formal rule and it was decided by ourselves, so there's no problem with breaking it. What? To break it? Isn't that actually helping a culprit? Oh no, Kinjo! Did you suggest such a thing even though you knew this would happen? Sorry I kept this a secret from you guys. Actually, I did some work on your private rooms.
Huh?
Work? Indeed. Every late night, I put a thin thread on the door of your private rooms. Yo! What?
What does that mean then?
In fact, it's pasted so that it passes between the wall connecting the door and the door frame. If you do this, the tape will break when the door is opened and the thread will break as well.
So if the thread was broken, it would sound like someone opened the door. Literally, Horsefry. Gertrude Cornelia! It's literally the Erica duct tape shit from Imineko. Literally, the fucking duct tape. I just don't like Kinjo as much as Erica, though.
Now, I've been watching late at night every day this way. As each time nighttime starts, I put a new thread on, and I got up earlier than anyone else. In the morning to check if any of these threads were cut. So I can guarantee you, Tyra has never been out of the room in a single night past 10 p.m.
Ho, did you do that? You know who exactly left their room on the night the tools were gone?
No, unfortunately, I didn't find that out. What do you mean you couldn't figure it out? You mean you couldn't confirm that the thread was broken? No, it's because no one has broken the thread.
What? That means... You mean no one left the room late at night the second day?
To be precise, the rest except Meikaru, Uehara, and Tomori, because those three were an exception.
Then that means it was one of those three that was able to use the tools at that time. However, Tomori's already dead, so either Meikaru or Uehara are the culprit.
Don't make such rash judgments. I swear I didn't commit a murder.
Now wait a minute, Kinjo. What does it mean for us to have a thread on the door as a secret?
What do you mean? I explained it was a device to check out if you were out of the room.
Not like that. It's as if you couldn't trust us at all. I mean, you were spying on us without saying a word?
Tyra is right, Kinjo. You don't believe in us, do you? It's not my reality to believe or not believe. This is just my nature, my own personality. I'm basically always suspicious of everyone. Other than me.
Of course.
Why is that your nature? What's with the expressions of disapproval? I proved Tyra's alibi thanks to the thread on the door, right? Reasoning itself, it's impossible, unless you're basically suspicious of others.
Kinjo-kun, you really... Stop it! Why do you keep trying to fight? This isn't the right time right now. While we're doing this, Hatano's leg... Everyone calm down, even if you leave my legs. How many times is this gonna repeat already? It's not too late to cover up disputes even after. The trial is over. Now let's focus on the case, please. Okay. So, is it just me and the priest who eventually took the tools?
For now, I think so.
But isn't that funny? You guys, all the other kids are suspicious, but Tsurugi Kinjo's not at all?
What?
I'll say this again. No matter how much you claim Taira Akane was in the kitchen, it's useless without evidence. What do you prove, Tsurugi Kinjo? That a guy attaches a thread to a door? Where's the evidence that confirms your actions? Kinjo? If you think he's the culprit, in all situations he can sleep at will. Why is Tsurugi Kinjo not suspicious then?
You. Do you think I'm the culprit now?
Well, I'm just talking about possibilities. But you know there's no evidence in your words, don't you?
If that's the case, there's no evidence for Otori's testimony, right? The only one who checked these items was Otori, and even though it was gone on the second day, we have no way to check it. What in blazes? You can't believe me now? One moment. If Kinjo's or Otori's words are false, isn't Taira's alibi also false?
Wait, what? I'm telling the truth here. They're just gonna keep going around in circles. Everyone is in disarray. It's like they're trying to look for reasons to distrust each other even more than in Maki's trial. Has our trust started to break? I don't want this outcome. I'm powerless on my own. Enough. Considering the true or falsehood of the... Holy shit, she's talking a lot. Considering the truth or falsehood of the testimony will change nothing, I believe. The testimonies that have already been pointed is already a testimony worth considering. I like to approach this from the other side of the case. Kurikawa.
Kurikawa, I think this is the first time I came here that you've said the longest speech.
Kurokawa's right, you guys. Now, don't mind the trivial things. A lot of time has already passed. Focus on the idea of finding the culprit.
As soon as you finish, will it be daybreak till then? Am I already half asleep right now?
You shut up. Yes, it seems that we're so enthusiastic about the killer being liars. As Kurikawa said, let's turn around halfway and move on. Halfway back and move on. Okay, I think that would be good, because I also want to avoid making Discord with you guys.
Oh, Discord? I'm howling at the moon and sleeping on in the middle of a summer afternoon? Sorry. Do whatever you want. To go around halfway, you mean talking about the identity of the criminal? Are you going to put things aside for a while?
Either way, whether Taira lied or not, we don't have the evidence, no matter who's right or not.
Hold up. Just a second. I'm going to start a poll in the chat because in about 20 minutes, I have to go and get the stuff out of the dryer, and I have to take the dog out so that she can go to the bathroom. And at that time, I'm going to get a warm drink. So I want you guys to decide which of the two warm drinks I'm thinking of that I want to get. Make your votes now. We will continue.
Either way, whether Taira lied or not, we don't have the evidence, no matter who's right. Let's first solve another mystery. Okay, that's fine too. The more urgent it is, the more necessary it is to go back to. But even if we go back, what do we do first? Basically the same as before. Do you guys recall? The most important thing in this case is the dead body. But aside who the culprit is, tell me what doubts you have about it. Then the path towards the outline of the culprit will look more natural.
The body. Tomori's body was the most important clue. Let's recall in my memory how Tomori's body looked. Alright. Piece of bloody cloth, stomach wound, and blood marks at the entrance. Okay.
How Tomori was killed. Let's think about it!
No, I'm not going to mix them together. I thought of that before, but first of all, it's a knife, right? Okay. Yes, the Monokuma file clearly points this out. Yep. True. Tomori was dead in the Switchium? Why did she go to such a place, where there's not even light? That's a good question.
It's possible the killer moved it. Anyhow, Tomori in some way went to the switch room. Without a chance to resist instant death with a knife, it must have been.
Well, no. Otori, that's not it. Remember, Tomori's cause of death was obviously the neck wound, but there was another wound.
There was another one?
The stomach wound, that's right.
Right, that's the important point.
The stomach was stabbed?
Why is that important? The killer just stabbed her twice, right? In general, it is, but think about it. The cause of the neck wound. In this case, for some reason, you stabbed your victim in the stomach and the neck later. If you were going to kill on the neck from the start, why did you stab at the stomach first? The stomach was hit cleanly, but the fatal wound was missed. However, she was killed in the end. Is there something amiss?
It's almost kind of like rhymey sounding. That's so cruel. I have ice. All the top Google results for Switchium are for this game. It's probably some, like, awkward translation thing, then. That's pretty good, though. It does sound like it's probably, like, electrical or something like that, you know?
You can probably see it like that. Looking at the case as a whole, it takes something to put it to notice. What? What do you mean, something to notice? Perhaps the fire has something to do with it. Fine, that's right. Turned out there was a fire in the Switchium room. Yeah, it's also important. You guys, don't you think that the fire happened unnaturally?
Yeah, electric, like Among Us. That's true. If you see a fuse on the wall and even a lighter on the floor, you could see it right away.
So are you saying that the killer started the fire for some reason? Is there any reason to do that?
This is also a question that doesn't really matter. Is the power room okay? I'm sure the Switchium is a really important place, so I heard. It's a big deal if it gets damaged. Well, it's a really big place. It's cool. Of course a fire was there. Fortunately, we lived only because the fuse line was laid to burn only the walls. But... Oh, I was supposed not to speak, right?
What did you say just now? It was laid to only burn the wall? Oh, it was kind of puzzling after all. There was such a big fire, but Tomori's body didn't burn at all.
Only the wall without touching the machines or the body? Was there something on the walls?
If it's a wall, what else was there?
Well, there was that fuse, right? Yeah. It was, that. No? There was only one thing in particular on the wall of the Switchium room. On the wall of the Switchium along with something else. I mean, there's the window, I guess. But... Well, the piece of bloody cloth is also slightly burned. So there might also be that. No? Yeah, I guess it has to be the window then. Let me just, like, scroll through the rest of the evidence real quick just to make sure I'm not missing anything. There was also the motive. And that would, but I mean, I don't, yeah, the cloth wasn't on the wall. But it was still burned. I don't know why it was still burned if it wasn't on the wall then. You know? That's interesting. I guess I'll just select the window and see. Yeah, it was the window. It was on the wall of the Switchium room. There's only one thing, the glass window.
The glass window?
It was next to the wall, yeah. I don't know, that's just kind of odd to me that they made that specification, but...
The big glass window, but wasn't it broken by the time we arrived? Oh, well, it turns out that when Kinjo and the others brought the fire extinguishers to put out the fire, didn't they hear something? Cracking or breaking inside?
We didn't select the window at first, we selected the fuse at first. That's what I was thinking.
That's right. At the time, I thought it was the sound of someone in the Switchium breaking the window and going outside. I asked Urahara to check the entrance of the power room. In the end, no one was seen. Wait a minute. If the only thing on the wall of the Switchium room is the glass window, the culprit's purpose was to burn the window?
Well, I think I heard this somewhere. When the glass is heated, it becomes fragile. Then the killer set fire to the Switchium after killing Tomori and broke the fragile glass window while everyone was put out the fire and take advantage of this to escape. Wait, isn't that weird? If that's the case, all you have to do is heat up the window and break it. There's no reason to do a big job by setting the whole wall on fire waging for no reason, right?
It's possible that it was used as a smokescreen. Actually, Uehara tried to check the entrance, but didn't he say he couldn't see anything because of the smoke? Well, that's too complicated. Anywho, doesn't that mean that someone was inside the switch room right before we got in?
Then me and Kinjo, who were gathered at that point, Uehara, Mikaru has a definite alibi, right?
No, you guys are making a big mistake right now.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Didn't see the culprit because the culprit vented. Ah.
Think more carefully. Then in your thoughts you can spot the contradictions.
He literally is like, use your brain, and maybe you'll see how bad it is. Burn fuse line, dying message, glass shards, and the secret note. Okay. Well, I'm gonna assume that it's probably something to do with the glass shards because it's Kinjo, so I'm just gonna go ahead and get that ready.
Reorganize what you guys said.
First you go into the switchium. Surely the fuse and lighter were used. Okay. The reason the killer used those is because there was a purpose for setting the fire. By the way, the fuse was only surrounded by the wall, right? That would have burnt the walls. On the walls, in addition to the windows, there were no special items in there. Well, wait a second. Oh shit, I turned on sticky keys. Okay, and those cracks occur. It was so fragile, the killer was prying the glass in order to escape. Well, hang on. I was pressing the fucking button. You have sticky keys? Sorry. I haven't turned it off. It's a new computer. I didn't think about it. Stream laggy? Is it? Not for me. Okay. I mean, there's gonna be like a little bit of a necessary delay anyway, just because it just works like that, but... Okay, so I have like 2 bits of contention here. But stop turning on hold on. Let me turn off the keyboard shortcut for sticky keys. Yes, there we go. Yes, you can turn off sticky keys. Okay, there were no special items in there. See, I'm curious about that statement, because there were items nearby, but that might not be what it's asking me to look at. I think it might also be asking me to look at this right here. Okay, it shot that time. Okay, yeah, it was that. Okay. I'm glad I chose that first, because I thought that was probably what it was going to be. Sticky keys is the accomplice. Yeah, that's it. I have never once activated sticky keys on purpose. Same. Yeah? That's... what?
As Kinjo said, I think we were mistaken for one thing.
It's what Inori said right now. The broken glass, that's what I mean.
What are you talking about? We know for sure the glass window is broken.
Aren't you? Aren't you broken as well?
Yeah, the glass window is broken, but it wasn't broken by anyone.
Oh, okay. I see that, okay. I get now why he said that it's too clean. It's because it wasn't like it was smashed by somebody. It just, like, it overheated and it, like...
It wasn't broken by anyone. Did the window break on their own?
Yeah, I know the Windows pronouns.
That's a bit ridiculous, but I guess it's not a wild fantasy. No, Maida made a very precise point. As Maida mentioned, the window was broken alone without anyone touching it.
Wait, really? Is it possible?
Like Inori said, the glass is weak to heat. Of course, it can withstand a certain degree, but if it's heated directly, or if the temperature difference between indoors and outdoors is severe, the weakness becomes more prominent. Guys, do you remember the structure of the switchium room? It was a completely enclosed space except for the entrance, right? In fact, even when the fire broke out, I couldn't feel any heat outside.
Yeah, Kinjo's words are correct, but still, isn't it too much for a glass to break just by thermal change without any external force? Of course, the conditions are just right, not impossible, but...
I don't know what you're saying.
Well then, I mean, there's also the fuse, I guess.
Right, as Inori mentions, the logic is a bit far-fetched. But what if the conditions were met?
Huh?
I don't know if anyone noticed it because it wasn't a part that was noticeable at the scene of the incident and because the switchium itself was dark and probably no one was interested in it, but the glass window of the switchium was very tight. That's it. If the heat alone was left with enough time to break by itself, Kinjo's words would make sense.
Hey, it's an interesting reasoning, but what's the basis of it? That if it was only possible the glass could break on its own by hearing this? You didn't think this through without thinking, right?
Of course not, because Kinjo's remarks have an adequate basis. Isn't that right, Kinjo? Right. Did you also notice it, Maida?
Yeah, actually. I was also guessing when I said that the window wasn't broken by someone. The exact reason the glass broke on its own, that's probably because of the glass shards, right, Kinjo?
The shards. Correct.
Please don't tell me I'm the only one in the world that doesn't get this until you give me a proper explanation.
Isn't that right, Leon? Somebody in the... That, it just, like, immediately popped into my head, like the...
At first, I only knew the killer would make use of the window in some way to escape without fail, but Kinjo said during the investigation... Then please do. I need to investigate the window more. Oh, Kinjo, 1 second. Can I ask one more thing? I just heard the whole situation from you, but I still don't get what's weird about the glass shards from the window. Just simply put, it's neatly broken. The glass was neatly broken. What does that mean, you ask? In other words, it means if you broke it with human strength, it wouldn't break like this. It's human power. It's neatly broken. I don't understand it.
I see. What you mean is the broken shape. When I listen to Maida and think again, it really feels like that.
Yeah, if someone breaks a window with a hand or a blunt object, it should crack and break like a spider web. Haven't you ever experienced it at least once? You accidentally broke a glass, or the shape of a broken glass. Oh, definitely. It looks like it was broken into a very complex shape, like cobwebs. But how is the glass window of the switchium? It's like a broken shape, as if part of the window somehow got neatly removed. No matter how you look, don't you think it was broken by an unnatural way? It certainly looks that way. There seems to be no contradiction in Kinjo's words.
Funny, isn't it?
Mikari, you must have known this much. I'd like you to stop trying to test me. Don't think of the class trial as a joke, Mikari.
Oh my, thanks for the advice. I'm just worried that one day you'll become as lost as these friends of yours.
Kinjo, don't mind Maikaru. Keep going.
Actually, they just finished explaining. Wait a minute. If Kinjo's words are true, then when the fire broke out, doesn't it mean that nobody was inside the switchium? Oh, so that's what he meant.
Wouldn't that be very likely? If someone was inside and were trying to escape, it would be quicker to break the glass manually, instead of waiting to be heated in order to break itself. Well, yeah, they could have set the fuse ahead of time, and then, like, got the fuck out of Dodge before it even really started to heat up that much, right? Yes, besides, Uehara at that time opened the entrance to the power room and was guarding it. No matter how thick the smoke was, if someone tried to leave, they would have been caught.
At that time, we all thought we hadn't seen them because we all knew someone broke the glass, but in reality, no one was inside the switchium. And thus, the killer deliberately heats the glass and breaks itself, for the reason of making us think someone inside the switchium broke the glass and escaped.
Kind of an interesting idea, honestly.
Okay, that's it, right? Then, in the end, everyone's alibi no longer holds. Is that the conclusion? Eh? Think about it. If there was no one inside the switchium, the killer was ready to start a fire in advance. He can mix in with us at any time.
If that's the case, aren't you saying that it's possible for everyone to start a fire, including Kinjo and the group who went to put out the fire when the window was broken, and the rest of us in the dormitory side?
Nani? What? They just put Nani there.
Oh, you mean we don't have an alibi either?
Yamaguchi is right. Anyone can commit crime by reasoning from that information provided thus far. Hold on. Isn't that established under the premise that the person who caused the fire is the culprit? It hasn't been clear yet, but...
It's not a JoJo reference. That's just a very common expression in Japanese. They do say it in JoJo a lot, though.
Seems too hasty.
There's no reason for a person who's not the culprit to set out a fire. I'm not crazy enough.
Even so, at the beginning, the timing of this incident, Tomori's death occurred around 9:30 p.m. Was anyone close by during that time?
I mentioned this earlier, but I was cooking alone. I was looking around the warehouse for things to help out with treatments. It was useful for Hachino's first aid.
I was just lying in my own bed.
What the? You mean everyone was alone?
Yeah, a very common expression. The word what? Yes. I just mean like in the sense that it's often used as like a dramatic, like, Nani! In anime and stuff. That's what I meant.
There doesn't seem to be anyone near the time of the crime. The only way we could see each other was to find out where each one was, or where the alibis were lost, with the exception of Meikaru, Uehara, and Kurokawa. What? Then are we back where we started?
There's no evidence that everyone has an alibi to deduce the culprit, that's why.
You mean there's no one in doubt? No suspect? But then who was it? Tyra, except you!
We're back on this shit again.
What? What? Isn't this deja vu again?
You know, maybe we're in an infinite loop now. Well, I think that's probably a good note to go ahead and check my laundry and stuff. Hold up. Let me end the poll. Well, it seems the gingerbread cocoa got the vote at 89 votes. All right. Or, I mean, well, 89 votes total, but it was the one that won. So that's what I'm going to be getting. All right. So I am going to go take the dog out and get the laundry and get my drink, and then I'll be back. So see you guys in a few.
You guys steered well. This smells really good. I'm gonna be honest. Also, I don't know if you... Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see it very well because of the... But, here's my mug. It's a little Higurashi mug. Little novelty Higurashi mug. But I am actually gonna let this cool off a little bit before I start getting at it. So, let's go. Is Umineko as gory as Higurashi? Yes, it is. But obviously, like, all of the visual novel stuff is just text. So, you know, you're just gonna have it described to you. For the most part, so. Alright.
What is this? Isn't this deja vu again? You know, maybe we're in an infinite loop now.
I may have chosen the mug specifically because of it.
Stop doubting Akane. Didn't the talk about her testimony finish before?
No, it wasn't over. It's just that it was put on hold because there was so much uncertain information. Nothing resolved about why she lied.
No, I didn't lie. Wait, it's not Taira, as the testimonies of Kinjo and Otori proved it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Whoever the culprit is, they have to prepare a fuse and a lighter to start a fire, but wasn't it mentioned that Taira didn't come out of their room in the middle of the night when we went to our private rooms? I'm uncertain about that. Frankly, I'm suspicious of each of them, and they were put on hold.
I wonder if there are Umineko or Higurashi fan games. Higurashi doesn't have any fan games to my knowledge, but I think that there are a couple of Umineko fan games out there that are just like fan-made episodes, basically. If you're not familiar with the format of Umineko, then I can't really explain it, but like if you do understand the format of Umineko, you'd be able to like understand how people might be able to do something like that. What is this? Oh, okay.
I apologize. I'm really sorry. Even if there's an alibi for bringing the tools, I'll just keep that in mind. Taira's lie, however...
Steamed Ham's Umineko fan game is pretty good, yeah. There is a Umineko-style fan game of the steamed ham scene from The Simpsons, which is extremely well made.
To be honest, it's the same with me. If she's not the killer, why did she make such suspicious remarks?
Hey, I told you I might have been mistaken.
Yeah, I would imagine that I haven't read, like, Cupcakes since it was a meme and I was too young to know any better, but I would imagine it is more tastefully written than that. Yeah.
Well, either way, Taira wouldn't be able to get the tools, so she can't be the killer. Enough with this meaningless argument. You really are just stupid.
What now? Do you think we're stupid?
It's so stuffy that you can't see it. Want me to share some insight?
What the? At the start of the class trial, you said you wouldn't even help!
Oh, did I? Then I won't meddle. Do it yourself.
No, that isn't...
Listen first. Mikaru might know something, you know? I'll tell you one thing for those who are ignorant and poor, is that there's a method for the criminal to get the tools without using their hand.
Say it then.
The most representative example is an accomplice. You suspected that there could have been an accomplice in the last trial, right?
But Mikaru, isn't it less likely that we have one in this case? We were informed that only the person to escape this place would be the killer.
Moreover, even if there is an accomplice, it's impossible for them to bring the tools. According to Kinjo, in the middle of the night, the day the tools disappeared, not only Taira, but also neither of us left our private rooms.
Except for the three who didn't act with us.
Then it's gotta be Uehara or Mekaru, the ones who helped Taira?
Why are you already making it confirmed as if I did it? It's not me.
Okay, surely Mekaru and me were able to roam around without any restrictions that day. But I haven't shown up to the antique shop until now.
You don't even have to doubt me or Uehara Kinji. The person who brought the items from the antique shop. Can't you see it?
Based on the testimonies from Kinjo and Otori, there are only 3 people who are free to move around at night during that day. Mikado is saying that the accomplice is obviously visible. Surely it can't be that person, right?
I mean, you're really only leaving us with one choice at that point. It would be Kizuna herself.
Mikaru, the person who brought the tools, you mean it was Tomori?
Huh? It was Tomori!
That's right. If you have an accomplice, Tomori Kizuna shows up. You can't see anyone else, can you?
I'm gonna try to see if this is... That's still pretty hot, but... Might be okay? Be careful with it. It's very good, though. I love gingerbread. It's so good. Have any of you had those, like, Pepperidge Farm gingerbread cookie packs? Because we had to, like, stop getting them. Because we would get those big, tall, like, bag packs of them, and I would literally... When I was making the DR3 video, while I was editing, I would literally sit there and eat entire fucking trays of those things, like, one after another. It was a problem.
By the way, I'm so ashamed that the incompetent had to answer this.
Wait a minute, Tomori is the victim, though? Why is she an accomplice? I'm not sure exactly. But the only ones to bring the tools are Meikaru Uehara and her. She was a victim, so I wondered if there would be a contact with the criminal at some point.
Incompetent. This is a common pattern, is it not? The story of a criminal tricking someone into a crime. Speaking of which, the criminal took advantage of the accomplice in the end.
Wait a minute, Kinjo? Kinjo can also bring the tools at nighttime. There's no way to prove that Kinjo was out of his room or not. Didn't the time run out while talking about that? Believe it or not. Believe or not to believe, you're free to believe. Now I think it's wise to follow more clear information than uncertain leads. Yeah, if you're with Tomori, you can definitely bring the tools. So what happened? For some reason, Tomori did something funny. The killer himself maintained an alibi that Tomori delivered the tools to the killer in the late night hours.
Now wait a second, but Kizuna-chan didn't change her mind? There has to be a reason to decide to help the killer.
You said she was an accomplice, but she can't actually get on the level of an accomplice. What the accomplice did was just deliver the tools. I need this thing, please bring these for me, is not enough excuse.
What about it? If Tyra's the culprit, there's nothing strange about that, right?
No.
That is not... Tyra, I'm sorry. I hate to doubt you, but no matter how much I look, there's only you.
You too. Everybody, this is too much! Why are you all so anxious to turn me into a bloody killer? What, is she British? Why are you British? Yep, that's perfect temperature right now. You don't even have an alibi. The only difference between you and me is that I made a mistake once. Yeah, that's it, isn't it? You just got an appropriate stick so you're hunting witches? You villains.
Apologies, but it's a situation that doesn't seem to be as bad as it is right now.
I'm the culprit only because there's no certainty at all.
Tyra is really is the culprit. Is that really it? As Tyra said, there's only one thing everyone is suspicious of her right now. It's just a witch hunt. If there's no solid evidence, let's think about it. Was there any more convincing evidence? Is Tyra telling the truth or is she lying?
Oh boy, I don't know. I remember how to play this, so it's not that big of a deal, but... I don't know what the answer could possibly be, though. What? Huh? No! What? Huh? Huh? What? Now, come on. It's not even like
letting me select it either. Bro, fucking what? Oh no. There's like, there's no fucking way. I think we should look up the answer, yeah. Somebody look up the answer in the chat, please. Oh, you were supposed to have a guide for this because it wasn't translated? Can somebody get the guide answer? I'm kind of worried to get it myself because I don't want to see any spoilers on the guide, but... Oh yeah, I guess at least there's no time limit. Somebody's working on it. Thanks. The minigame, it's called Flash Anagram. Here. Usually in the English translations, it's called Hangman's Gambit. Any opinions on Yuminiki fan games besides Yumituki? I haven't really played that many of them, to be honest. So other than like Tuki and .flow, I don't really have that many opinions on them. So the Hangman Gambits will all be in Korean. We'll need a guide to solve those. Okay. Somebody keep up on that, I guess. Sorry. This is gonna be a great VOD for people. Got it. Okay. So let me look really carefully at that. Okay, so that's the first one. Ah, shit. I needed to... Okay, let me... Everybody just let that stay on the screen for a bit. Okay, that's the first one. Then that. Then that. Then that. Then... Okay. Oh, shoot. Got it. We did it. Yes, thank you so much to Karen. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but thank you. for real, average me W. That's the kind of confidence we all need.
Come to think of it, there is. There's a clue about the culprit's identity.
Oh?
A clue to the killer's identity? Is that true? If you knew that, why do you mention this now?
Sorry, I just remembered. And even though it's a clue to the killer, I don't know who it's pointing to.
Yeah, so what does that translate to anyway?
You don't even know what it's pointing to, then how do you know it's a clue to the killer?
Maida, what you're referring to is the dying message, is that correct?
Oh, okay. I see. Then why couldn't you just let me present the piece of fucking evidence of the dying message? God damn it. I had a piece of evidence for it. You could have just let me present it. Some may not have seen it, but next to Tomori's body, there were some letters written in blood.
A dying message, is it? Something like a cryptogram to point to the killer before they die.
Yeah, everyone take a look at this.
This is the dying message presumed to have been written by Tomori.
Hey, This is it? I've seen this blood spot too. I just thought the blood splattered in a strange shape.
It actually looks like that, but if there's any meaning in these letters... This is a clue to the culprit, right? I think it's a good idea to decipher the dying message. Rather than being suspicious of Akane while catching a fuss over it.
I mean, yeah, I get, like, I know that they wouldn't know that I don't know Korean, but I'm just saying, like, usually the Hangman's Gambit is used for, like, wording for specific things that aren't necessarily, like, actual truth bullets. Not all the time, but sometimes. So I'm just, like, thinking, if it was, like, this is a truth bullet, I have one for it, so why didn't they just let me use that, you know what I mean? But, I don't know. I.e. seesaw effect, yes.
But what does this say? Do we have any letters?
XXXX.
XXXX, 4 X's? I don't know what this means at all!
I think Kinjo and Meikaru may know.
Isn't this a professional's job?
Basically, the dying message refers to the culprit more directly than you think. Because it's just before she dies, the victim cannot afford to waste their time thinking. In other words, if you think a little, it has various meanings that will need to be solved. Don't think very hard, just change your perspective a little.
If this has something to do with like a Korean language thing, I'm gonna be pretty stumped.
4x. Does that number have any meaning? Actually, doesn't it seem like the last X is a little big? It seems to have a different meaning from the first 3.
What is uppercase X? The meaning of uppercase X? You guys are really stupid. What? Does that mean you understood the meaning of this dying message? Of course not. There's nothing to understand. This is not a password. It literally points to the killer.
What? That was it? What? What do you mean, literally?
Well, first of all, if you don't even know after telling you this, I'd rather be executed and die.
No way! Wherever you look, it only reads X!
Katakana. Huh? Katakana. Word. Think about it. Katakana is...
Wait, katakana? Obviously this dying message looks like a letter X at first glance. It's because there's a lot of blood, but from a different perspective, it really looks like katakana.
For anybody who's confused, katakana is a way of writing in Japanese. There's kanji and then there's katakana.
A letter that reads like an X in katakana.
Me, the most familiar one I can see.
No, there are many other things you can think of other than that. In fact, Japanese can be read differently even though it is written a little skewed. It's not strange for a person on the verge of dying to write with their own blood, but it would be weird if they would write straight.
So they were like at an angle?
Then, what were they trying to draw in the end?
The middle X and the third X, the alphabet X, have long vertical strokes.
If X is tilted, it becomes...
Where the vertical stroke is long. If it's long, to, e.
I don't even know, man. I'm getting a headache. No way. What this word means is...
When I think of it as katakana, the first X is almost similar to me.
I'll give you one more hint. The third X has a symbol that seems to be hiding, see? It seems? I can't see anything like that. Look closely. It's buried in the big X next to it. It's hard to see, because there's a drop of blood in that exact location.
I don't know, if you say so.
Allow me to raise a question to you. Kinjo, your reaction seemed to be the reaction after knowing the correct answer? At one point, after listening to Meikaru and Kurakawa's words, I came to realize it. It seems like there are some other people who solved it besides me.
The identity of the dying message. If you think of it as katakana, the first letter is me, and the last one has a hidden symbol. The second and third letters are with long vertical strokes. The candidates are I, a, me, and to,
Let me think about these combinations. I think I can see the answer for sure, but should I believe this answer? Well, like, it sounds like maid, you know, like the maid, right? Doesn't it? I have no choice but to accept the result. I have to do it. But it's still too fucking obvious, right? Person this dying message points to, the person's identity. I have to admit it. Let's try it and see what happens.
犯人は君だ。
The meaning of the dying message. As Kurokawa mentioned, this was a text that could be read as if it was cut in katakana. However, it just looks like the letter X because it's a little bloated. Maida, do you know the meaning of the dying message? Well, Kurokawa, Meikaru, and Kinjo's hints set on. I'll explain to you guys from now on. I feel like we already know that this trial has an intermission, and we haven't hit it yet, so I don't think that that's going to be the end of it. There's something more to this, I think. The letter, as everyone guessed, May. This was easy to understand that even if you look at it, you can confuse it a little with an X, right? The intermission is soon. I would expect that, yeah. I think the second letter is probably A, I. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing it. If you use the vertical stroke a little longer, it overlaps the horizontal stroke. It has a similar shape to me. And the third letter, it's pretty hard to recognize, but I was able to guess based on Kinjo's voiceless remarks in the first two letters. Maybe this one was supposed to be do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, because the blood splatter would make it hard to see those. Yeah. Am I gonna stop at the intermission or finish the trial? I don't know. What do you guys think? What does everybody in the chat think about that? I'm not, like, dying or anything, but I don't know how much longer the trial is, so... You know. I'm still uncertain what the last big X means, but once you look at it this far, it's true that one word comes to mind. Full trial? I feel like you should stop at the intermission. Okay. Yeah, you could do full trial too, I don't mind. Okay. I'd love to finish the trial, but don't push yourself too hard. I'm not, like, feeling bad or anything, so I can keep going. It's not a big deal for me, but... If it keeps going, this will go on for, like, 6 hours. Stop at intermission. Yeah, it might be a tad awkward to just break and finish the next stream. That's what I was thinking. Yeah. The rest of the trial is really long. Yeah, it is 10. So, I mean, like, even if I'm not tired now, by that time I might be. Well, we'll just go to the intermission, see how it goes, see how I feel. I'm still uncertain what the last big X means, but once you look at it this far, it's true that one word comes to mind. Maid. Ultimate maid student, Taira Akane. Eh? Oh, that's where it is. My only concern is that it doesn't let me save whenever I want to. You know? If I could just save wherever,
then I would be able to keep playing without really worrying about it. But if I know that once I start playing that I'm going to have to keep going for like hours, then I don't know, you know what I mean? Yeah, like, yeah, I can save here, but I can't save in the middle of the trial. So I'm not gonna, like, you know what I mean? Like, if I start playing more now, then I have to finish it. Yeah. Yeah, with it being 10. Yeah, and I have to get up at a reasonable time tomorrow to be able to do some stuff and all that, so I'm sorry. I did want to finish the trial this time. I kind of hate that we have to split it into two, but, you know, it seems like it would probably just be a better idea if we did that, so sorry about that, guys. Hope that's not too disappointing. Yeah, SDRA2 fixes the issue of not being able to save, thankfully. That's good. That's a thing to look forward to. Alright, so... I don't really have that much to say for the chat section this time. So I'm probably not going to be doing it for, like, too long. But I just wanted to kind of go ahead and give my opinions of what's been going on so far. Again, I think it's way too... obvious for Akane to be the killer, especially since that's what we're coming to at the intermission, and there's like a lot left. You know, it just seems like that can't be it. As for who is suspicious, though, I don't know, because I don't think it'd be Kinjo this early. I think Kinjo is too, like, prominent of a force in the plot right now to be kicked out so early into it. I don't think that it's, like, just suicide. I think, obviously, there's something weird going on with Tomori's sort of, like, bringing the stuff to the room. There's obviously something going on there, but, like, I don't know necessarily what it would be. As for that, though, like, other than that, I don't know specifically who I would be suspicious of, right? Because, I don't know, everybody's putting on a good poker face so far. I would hate that if it were Hatano. I would really hate if it were her. I hope that it's not, because I like her a lot. And also, her leg got screwed up, but, I mean, I don't know, is somebody willing to, like, put themselves in that kind of position to divert suspicion from themselves? I don't know. Oh, yeah, and who said that Tomori is the one who wrote the message in the blood? That's also true. It could have been somebody else. I don't know. And yeah, Kinjo's wires are a little interesting, but yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot up in the air right now, and I am kind of... And yeah, again, why did the culprit put a tripwire in the first place? Or are the culprit and the person who put the tripwire one and the same, or are they different people? There could be something going on there too. I have no idea. Like, honestly, at this point, I still am pretty, I don't really have an idea, other than that I think that it's not Akane. But yeah. Honestly, like, the beginning of this trial has been a lot. I'm not really sold on the quality of this chapter itself right now, but maybe it would be a little bit better if I weren't having to deal with, you know, some of the, like, translation awkwardness and the, like, getting the guide for the Hangman's Gambit stuff and all that, but, you know, I don't know. But yeah. Oh, Lineage's trials get really long. SDRA2 Case 3 is infamous for being around 6 hours long. Wow. So don't worry about having to take a break here. Well, damn. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and yeah, Horseray makes a good point about Maid and Maeda being somewhat similar, considering that there was a burned up motive that mentioned Maeda in it. I am definitely wondering about that still, too.
And the different phrasing of it is also really interesting to me. Quick question: when are we going to watch the free time events of this chapter? I'm going to watch the free times events of this chapter at the beginning of chapter 3. That's generally how I'm going to probably go about it. I think I'm going to do Kizna's FTEs and whoever the killers for this chapter is, like right before we start chapter 3, and then we're just going to keep doing that, like the killer and the victim at the start of each next chapter. And then once we get to the end of the game, I think like probably before we start chapter 6, I will like watch all of the FTs for all of the survivors up to that point. And then, you know, we'll go from there. So yeah. Anywho, all right. I think that's probably all I got to say. So thanks for tuning in, as always, everybody. I really appreciate you sticking around for this one and enduring the awkwardness and the hiccups that we had to go through. The script for my next video essay, the Ace Attorney video, is done. It is really fucking long because Rise from the Ashes literally doubled the word count of it. So it went from being around 25,000-ish words to around 45-ish thousand-ish words because of Rise from the Ashes by itself. So it's probably going to be around like 3.5 to 4 hours. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't started recording the audio for it yet, but I'm probably going to do that in the next like couple days or so. And then, you know, I'm going to get started on editing after that. So just giving you a progress update on that. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.